All right, I think I am live. Hello, hello. Can everyone hear me okay? Hello? There we go. Make sure the little green bar was moving there. So, hello, Zen friends. Hello, hello. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Happy Thursday to you. Can you believe it's already Thursday? So, hope you had a great week so far and that you're enjoying these amazing moments with amazing energy. Of course, we've got Venus moving into Cancer today. So the planet of love moving into the sign of all of the emotions ruled by the moon. Venus just rolls over, of course, you know, our love energy, but the moon is every emotion, including love. So it's kind of at home in it. But it's very expansive, of course. So a lot of emotional energy, like we needed any more of it, right? And of course, tomorrow we'll talk a little bit about Lammas, I guess is how you say it, or Lammas, Lammas. It's the August 1st. It's the first kind of harvest of the year celebration. So we'll talk about that here in a moment as well. But before we get into all that, let's bring in some love energy. We'll bring in that eternal, unconditional love energy and let it flow into us, fill up into our minds and all our stories, our hearts, all of our emotions, our energetic fields, into our meridians, our chakras, our auras, into our physical bodies, into all of our joints and muscles and organs and blood, whatever it needs. And then our entire lives flowing out to the world, letting it do whatever it wants to do out there to help the world definitely feel or raise its love vibration, right? Something you can do as I'm hitting the singing bowl is think of at least one thing that you're grateful for in this moment and just express that to the creator. That one, it raises our vibration or it starts to raise it immediately and also magnetizes us to have this beautiful energy that comes back to us, right? That we draw it to us as well. And it opens us up to receiving messages from spirit too. So if you want to join, I'm going to take a big deep breath in, come back to right here, right now in this moment. Hold it for as long as you like. Don't pass out and release. And then we'll begin the singing bowl. All right. So big deep breath in. Excuse me. Let me swallow my spit first. Excuse me. All right. Here we go. So big deep breath in. Here we go. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me in doing that. So hope you are all well. Hello, everybody. Good to see everyone. Let me just put her back on her little shelf back here. Oops. Her little throne. So hello, everyone. Good to see everyone. Hey, Chloe. Good to see you a little bit. Sup, Pussy girl? Hey, everyone. Sun and Moon and Day with the jewelry. Sudeshna. Got Rosalind. Hello, hello. And Patty, Touch of Love. And Johanna. Johanna, if you are still awake, you said so sleepy. then I don't see your your question. So if you're listening, don't forget to put your question before you pass out. If not, we'll circle back around. So, welcome everybody. If you're new to my channel or new to these readings, welcome. I'm brudda-zen, and these are all our Zen friends. Great group of people with huge hearts, great senses of humor. Two things definitely that we can use in this human adventure. So there's always room for more Zen friends. You're more than welcome here. And it's a safe, supportive place, I would say. So, if you want to know how any of the process works, it's all down in the description box of the video. Just real quickly, we go first come, first serve for the free readings down the chat. You just put your question out there. And if donations do get priority, I honor that energy exchange. So I do step out of free readings to complete donations first. And we also dive deeper into those, pulling more cards. Free readings are 1 to 2 card readings, but to dive deeper into those. I'm on Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights, and then Saturday and Sunday afternoons. The only one that I come back on now to complete all readings is on Sunday. So I'm on for 3-hour sessions just to balance. And whatever, I will always complete all donations same day. But free readings, whatever I don't get to, I only come back on Sundays in the afternoon to complete whatever I didn't have Sunday afternoon. So if you try to get a free reading in different sessions and I'm not able to get to you, just make sure to come back on Sunday. We'll make sure to get a message from Spirit for you. What else? Oh, timestamps. After I'm done with each session, I do post a pinned comment listing all the order of the readings with timestamps. So all you have to do is click on it and it'll take you right to your reading as well. So if you have, things to do and things to go live life, you can definitely, come back and check and see if I was able to get to your reading. And if it was a donation, of course, you'll be able to see it and click on it and go directly to that as well. All right, this evening, but all the details of everything are listed down in the description box of how you can make a donation. You can use this, the super chat at the bottom, or I have my Venmo, CashApp, PayPal, and Square also listed down in the description box. I don't have any set dollar amounts. So, we can just, whoever feels comfortable for you. I know everyone's finances differ, so whatever you give from your heart is the perfect amount. So, let us take a look here. I think I'm going to move Johanna down. I think she did fall asleep. Our sleeping beauty over in Estonia on the other side of the planet. So I will move you here. Hopefully you'll wake up in the next couple hours. If not, we'll make sure you get squared away one way or another as per usual. What the list will be outside of that. Up next, we have Sean G via the CashApp. And then we'll pop it back for Patty, then Sudeshna, and then back to CashApp. We have Day with the jewelry. And then we will jump back over on this side to Sun and Moon ×2. And then Chloe Jade, I did get your Venmo, and then you said you'll send your question via email. So I'll keep an eye over there for that as well. So that's where we're at on donations to start off. We are going to be using Arcanas Animal Tarot. Was drawn for that today. I like their drawings. They're simple, but really cool. I really like them. So we're going to use those. And for my donations, for your first donation, we will grab a little oracle card from the Seasons of the Witch, the Lamas, I don't know how to say it, oracle. So we'll pull from that first, and then any additional donation. So like Sun and Moon, your first one will be from there. And then the second one will be from the Soul Coaching. So I like that. The Witch. Hey, Debbie. Hey, Olivier. Hey, Somya. I love it. All right. So let us jump in and get the party started. For Lamas, August 1st, which is tomorrow, but some of it's tomorrow for some of you already on the other side of the planet. It's the first day of harvest. It's kind of like Empress, Queen of Pentacles energy about harvest. It's the first harvest. It's about gratitude, of course, and hard work. I'll kind of mention something at the beginning of each session that we can do. I took a little post-it. Yeah, I'm a post-it note person. The first thing that we can really look at and do is to honor the land through some sort of ritual. You can either do an altar with offerings on it, anything with natural elements and things of wherever harvest is for you in your part of the world, right? So we can do something to honor the fruitfulness of Mother Earth for that too. So something we can do. All right. So let us jump in. Well, let's not forget timestamps. I will remember the first one. I usually don't forget. So we'll do here. So we start off here. Sean G, you will be up first. Let's grab your timestamp. We'll throw it down here. Boom, boom. And you wanted guidance for the weekend. So let's take a look here and see what Spirit has for you. Thank you guys so much for being here and for all the love, support. There's been some heavy energies going on, a lot of different energies, right? So remember, grounding, taking time for you. It's all right, to hermit and connect, go do things for yourself. Definitely from your heart for you. Nurturing yourself is very important during this time here too. All right. So, Sean G. So the weekend here, we have the Tower card that's coming in here for you. Not a scary card, right? I mean, we just want to look at remembering that whatever is removed out of our life, out of our way, it does open up the pathway to move towards something that's more in alignment to where you truly want to go and to create the space for things that are more in alignment with where you're at. So there is a bit of clearing going on, like clearing my throat now. But the Tower card, the lightning bolt is really standing out to me here. And the lightning bolt, and we're about to get, we just got a severe thunderstorm warning, so we're about to have it come flying over the mountain and fly past us. But lightning. When it's dark out, then we when lightning strikes, we see momentary flashes of ideas of enlightenment. That's what this tower is bringing in for you over the weekend too. Some flashes of brilliance, right? Some flashes of like, oh, would be a great idea kind of stuff. So, and also perspective of things coming in. So what else they have here? Yeah. What was I just talking about? Hermit energy. So it is important here to take time for you, to take time out of the busyness, and of course, being in where you're at, city-wise, the city that never sleeps, right? Just when I saw something on Instagram, who was it? It was someone that they're in LA and they're like, oh, in LA, we sleep. We wake up and we're excited to go. We go after it. We have energy here because we sleep. That was funny. But it's important to have energy. So resting and taking time this weekend is important for you. Like I said, a lot of energy going on. It's important for you to stay, charged up. Yeah, and the High Priestess. You got both two of the major arcana that are all about the spending time to yourself, inward and upward, grounding yourself. So definitely that is highly advised here for you for your most, I guess, productive weekend is what you're kind of gearing toward. But it also is this energy of inward and upward. Make sure in that quietness that you are connecting with spirit. You also have the Hierophant meditating as well. 4 major arcana, really. so far. This is crazy. But the Hierophant is about being invited to see things from a different perspective from spirit. So all of this coming in here. You have the Eight of Pentacles. So we like that. That is putting in the blood, the sweat, the tears, seeing the results. But this is also a transformative kind of caterpillar to butterfly energy. And so there is this flow of the outside world with the Eight of Pentacles coming in here for you. It's kind of just go with the flow. And then another one. Wow. Got the Magician, another major arcana. So for those of you that aren't super familiar with, what's the difference between major arcana and minor arcana? Major arcana, there's like 22. Yeah, 22 goes from 0 to 21, 22 cards, right? That represent, when they come out, it's big, kind of life altering kind of things, whereas the minor arcana are more the details and the day-to-day kind of things. You can look at like a book, changing books, not changing pages or chapters. And with this many, I just feel like this is a weekend of really a lot of clarity and something either being moved out of your life or you're moving out of your life to be able to move forward more here. Let's see if they'll tell us more. Wow, you even got the Lover's card coming in here. And the Eight of Swords, very much flow energy. Eight of Swords with the Lover's card and the Eight of Swords coming out together. You know, all of this is about letting go of thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that don't serve you anymore. I like I talk a lot about how when we're looking for love and what it's like for someone to fill a position in our life versus living our passions, and happen to bump into someone who's also living their passions, and then a spark happens and something organically grows. I heard someone call this type of looking for love for someone to be this and we to be that, it's transactional, and it does feel like that. We're all taught that you need someone to be this and you be this for them and they be this for you, and it's like, no, we really don't need anyone to be anything for us, right? And I feel like that's what this Eight of Swords is this release of old thoughts, beliefs, and mindsets around relationship that don't serve you anymore. And then this other feels more work related, more, yeah, it's work related, not dream related, but work related. There's this freedom and seeing things from a different perspective and recharging energy for that. So I feel like that's a big, there's, like I said, you got all these major arcana and the only two minor arcana are two eights, and the eights are like four on each side, which has a big flow energy in the middle. So it does feel like things are becoming clearer. And as you cut away stuff that doesn't serve anymore, that's what opens up this flow feeling for you over this weekend. So it is an opportunity, a lot of great energies to be able to, move things forward in a different way. So I like this for you. All right, and let's see here from the Seasons of the Witch, the llamas. It's not like llamas, like those interesting looking creatures. It's like, I think it's called llamas. I don't know. Let's see what your fortune cookie says too for this weekend. All right, this one is it here. See what a fun back of the cards here. You got fruit trees, number 22. I like it. And it says here on the bottom, don't miss what is right in front of you. Everything is as it should be. I like that with the Tower card, because that does tell us that, everything does happen for us, not to us. So I like that. Keywords: wisdom, spirituality, connecting with nature. So if you can get out into nature some way, somehow. Says, imagine yourself standing in front of a summer orange tree. Some of the oranges are on the highest branches and others are hanging low, while others still are peacefully tossed along the ground. There is plenty to go around, and each orange is hanging at a height that is perfect for someone to pick and enjoy. This card has appeared to remind you that cosmic wisdom is available to everyone. You just need to know which branch is right for you. You may wish to have that bright orange at the top, but that, darling, is meant for another. Don't miss what is right in front of you by assuming you have to reach the same place as someone else, or that someone you're being you're being overlooked in favor of another. You are experiencing what is meant for you at the right place and time. When you're connected with spirit, the noise of what others have, do, or are does not affect you. You know there is a cosmic wisdom and divine plan that was tailored specifically for you to become the person you were sent here to be, or that you came here to be. So I love that for you. And that's what they have for you, Sean G. And with I just started hearing thunder. I just thought here what I can do. I'm going to grab some screenshots real quick here because let me just close this off here. All right. Let me just close this stuff down. All right. Sorry, it was giving me weird messages. Let's see here. I think it was this. This is what I want here. And I'm just going to, like I said, just in case, we're not going to put it too much out there, but just in case electricity goes out, which I don't imagine that it would, but if it happens to, just know that I will come back for that. All right. I think we got all those. Okay. All right. So that was for Sean G. So Patty, you are up next. Let's grab your timestamp here. Here we go. All right. So Patty, let me give that a love and a like since it lets me here. And you want to know what is coming up for you in your birth month. I know. Happy birthday to you. August, right? Here we go. So let's take a look here, Patty. What's coming towards you in your birth month? If that's not your birth month, Spirit knows, of course. But let's see what they have here for you. What's coming up for your birth month? Got all those. That's underlying energy. They don't want those. They do want these. All right. Wow, I like it. You have the World card on the bottom. Last card in the Major Arcana, which does represent an ending of an old cycle, beginning of a new adventure. Yeah. Well, is it, right? It's a new rotation around the sun. So happy rotation. We're making another year around the sun. And now what are we going to do with this next one, right? But that is a victory energy. It is achieving something and moving on to another level. So I do like this for you. Yep, you have the Lovers card coming in. We'll see what this is next to it. Is this a person or an event here? Well, you have the Fool card. Wow. What is with all this and everyone so far getting all these major arcana? The Fool card is the beginning of a new adventure. Lovers card doesn't have to be romantic, but it can be. But it definitely is an important new relationship. I do feel geared towards human relationship and not so much like business or job or things outside of that. This is like with a human being here. And it does feel like there is this new adventure that begins with someone. Let's see what they'll tell us more about that here. We do have another major arcana. You got Devil card you got 3 cards, the 2 of Cups. Here's the other relationship energy, and the 7 of Pentacles. Yeah. We love a patience card with all this, right? We'll see what the underlying energy is here. But it does show here, with a combination of all these 3 cards, that there has been a slowness around relationships for you, but it's because of that Devil card, your shadow, that's been really bringing up a lot of old thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that don't serve you anymore, emotions that don't serve you anymore, energy that doesn't serve you anymore, and even things in the physical world that don't serve you anymore. And it's bringing it all up so that you won't draw in lower vibrational relationships. You're raising your love vibration, so you'll draw in someone like you haven't had before. And this does feel, with this ending of an old cycle, this beginning of a new adventure, it feels like this can be romantic, but it doesn't, again, it doesn't have to be, but I really feel it's pointing towards all this. But this is one of the changes that's happening, is the change that's happening in you with your self-love will be reflected differently to the outside world. Every relationship we have, family, friends, lovers, whoever, are a reflection of our self-love. They're always mirrors reflecting back to us how we feel about ourselves. So as our self-love and our love vibration goes up, what we see and what we draw in is different than we had before here. Sorry, there's a cobweb here. Spider somewhere. All right. So yeah, there's cobwebs that need to be wiped away, right? That's funny. Underlying energy under here, yeah, you have the Nine of Swords. So here's the cobweb to be moved away, right? Nine of Swords is the nightmare and insomnia card. It does represent expectation, small t truths, rooted in fear. So there is this movement away of the old thinking that doesn't serve anymore. These, the pains that we had in the past, our mind created rules to try to not to feel that pain again, or rules to try to have that pleasure or that reward come back to us too. But this is like letting go of all this construct of stuff that's held us back. And the Nine of Swords is almost to the point of exhaustion of, I'm sick and tired of living up to everyone's expectations. I'm going to be me and do what I want for me. And this is this kind of energy I feel like you've been working on. And this World card is, you're reaching this point of release so that you can have this full card energy, which the full being 0 is about. It's like a life without expectations. It's like a little child who goes through life in the earlier years going, anything's possible, until we're taught, no, that nothing's possible, by all the adults that have been passed down from generation to generation. All those roles, no, no, no. But this is like a fresh breath with all of that. As I hear thunder. You have the Magician. Wow, another major arcana. So we've got the Magician card coming in, which is an energy of whatever you focus your energy on is how fast things grow, and the Queen of Wands coming out together too. So both of these coming out together represent learning a lot about whatever we focus our energy on is what grows and expands. We get this a lot with the relationship readings because we're taught focus on this long list of supposed to be, should be, need to be, all these rules, and we spend all our time going, is this person meeting up to that, and are they being who they're supposed to be in the relationship, and is the relationship being what it's supposed to be? Is it bringing me what I'm supposed to be? Am I doing what I'm supposed to do? We're checking off all the stuff, and what we're focusing on is what is not being done, which is a lack energy, which brings us what? When we focus on it, everybody? More lack, right? And so when we learn that, instead of focusing on what's not going on and these expectations, if we can keep expectations as low as we can, whatever someone's giving us, we have all this abundance, all this that we can be grateful for. And when we're focusing on things that we're truly grateful for, what do we get, everybody? More things to be grateful for, right? So I love this for you. And I feel like this is what's headed your way here. And I like this, that it recognizes it's stuff you have been working on already, but you are releasing a lot of the, old supposed to be's and should be's, and all those small t truths that are rooted in fear of not being enough, not being lovable, being rejected, being alone, all those things that we all as humans get to experience until we're done experiencing that. And this is what's coming up here, is a significant change for you. So I love that. Let's see what else we have here for the seasons of the witch for you, for your Lamas. It's not Lamas, like, I think it's Lamas, right? Look, you got the harvest basket. Card number 26. Look at, there are butterflies all over the place. It's time to gather the fruits of your hard work and dedication. There we go. It's like what we were talking about, right? All this work that you put in. Keywords are accumulating resources, seeking abundance and nourishment. And it says, harvest time is upon you, darling, but your garden isn't going to pick itself. It's time for you to get out there and start collecting the results of your hard work and dedication. You didn't come this far and put in all this effort just to sit on the sidelines while life passes you by. This is your push to start using all of your skills, resources, and experience to facilitate something magnificent. This card will appear in a reading when you're ready to invest in the next level of your journey. Shut up. That's what we talked about. Like investing your savings into starting a business or buying a house could also mean an opportunity will appear that is much bigger than anything you've ever done. While it may seem as though you aren't ready for this challenge, you have already accumulated more than enough to thrive in a much grander position. This is a very positive card for you if you're seeking a promotion or to expand a business. For relationships, this card means having higher standards. Seek people who are more like who you want to be and can help you rise above your current circumstances. I like it. That's what they have for you, my dear. So happy early birthday. I'm sure we'll talk before then, but if not, happy birthday to you. Thank you again for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. All right. So Sudeshna Ghosh, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. All right. There we are. So let's give that a love and a like. Thank you again for that. And for the next 72 hours, any guidance? All right, let's see what Spirit has here. All right. So next 72 hours. Boom, boom. Do have these for there. I do feel like we want some underlying energies here. I feel like this is for here. This is for here. All right. Looks like they've got the 3 days here. You have the Queen of Swords on the bottom. So the overall energy for these 3 days is about balancing your head and your heart, coming to this place where you're listening to your heart, but you're also balancing it with your mind, and you're listening to your mind and you're balancing it with your heart. So it's not battling together, it's bringing them together in this nice state of peace. So I like that. Let's see, day one here, you do have the Six of Wands. So the first 24 hours definitely is this energy of it's victory, it's movement type of energy. Underneath that, you have the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah. So it feels like the next 24 hours, you're really going to feel the sense of victory, the sense of fulfillment, that you're seeing the results of the effort that you put into your life, into things, and you do have that realization. Like you're sitting in this feeling of, let me look at my life, let me count the blessings, let me really look at all the work I've done and look where I'm now. So I feel like there's this great reflection energy here too for you. Next 24 hours, take some time, write down the things that you feel you've accomplished in your life, even, and just look at it and go, wow, I forgot how far I've come and how much I've done already in my life, right? The 24 hours after that, you do have the Nine of Cups. There's a bit of emotional fullness here, but the Nine of the Hermit energy is really coming in. This is like, I feel like the 24 hours after that is more of an emotional kind of going inward and upward and sitting with your inner emotion. And I like the start that this is all about gratitude, and then we move into this energy of focusing in on like who you are, what you're grateful for. And it's like this, the second 24 hours is like a focus on your self-love. Yeah. And the 10 of Wands energy underneath here is realizing like how much of your life you spend on the outside world trying to fill yourself up, right? Which is what we're all taught, right? To all focus on that. But when we realize and we come back to us and we realize I can focus this energy on me to build me inward and upward, because all that stuff in the outside world is unstable. It just sucks the life out of us when we're trying to, it's like black holes out there. We're trying to do all this stuff, trying to feel different when the realization that can come here through this little weekend is a big aha about what I'm looking for is inside of me, not outside of me. So I'm going to start taking energy that I'm investing out there, investing it inward and upward to discover who I really am, because that's where your power lies, not in the outside world. So I feel like there's this realization about who you are and this inward turn, which brings you to day 3, which is the 5 of Wands. Yeah. A change of conflict of energy here, which brings it from a low place to a higher place, which when we're focused on the outside world, that draws us down in lower vibration. When we're focused out in the outside world, it's higher vibration, right? You got the Lover's card, the power of emotional choice. That's coming in here with the 8 of Cups too. Yeah, so this is another preparation here. It feels as though this weekend is a big, big reflection energy with Venus moving into Cancer today, of course. Venus, the goddess of love, the planet of love, and Cancer being the moon in charge of all emotions, not just love. It's there's this big focus on all of this, right? But with these 3 cards coming out together for your 3rd day, the 8 of Cups is being aware of where I've been investing all of my emotional energy, and this emotional choice of where I'm going to invest my energy now. Because if I'm investing my emotions and a lot of where I'm giving 70, 80, 90% somewhere, and they're not giving me but 10, 20, 30% back, my emotional bank is being drained, right? And if my emotional bank is being drained, then I'm not going to have the emotion for this new love that's coming your way, right? To pour your passion into life, you're going to feel like emotionally exhausted until we realize that. So, evaluating relationships that you're ready to back off of and focus that emotional energy back into you will help you fill up your emotional bank. Also, the 8 of Cups is an energy of doing an inventory of what emotions from the past you may have pushed down that you haven't had a chance to release and transform and free yourself from too. So doing all those things on day 3, really it feels like all of this is to help you get your energy in alignment with where you want to head. And instead of feeling like you're going in circles, it allows you to flow more towards a forward movement, right? Where you're wanting to go. So I like that for you. Let's see what your fortune cookie brings in here too. Let's see what we have here. Okay, I've got this one here. What else do we have for this weekend? Yeah, the meadow. Card 31, look, sitting back and reflecting, maybe even journaling, right? Yay, we like to journal. Sometimes we can over journal sometimes, right? But it says keywords: openness, full heart, and gentle spaces. Meadow is a gentle card that encourages you to open your heart space and to let your love spill out into the world. This is a card about connection, softness, and giving with a full heart. And when received in a reading, it is a sign that you are ready for love. This is the most auspicious card for relationships, as it means many things for the heart and home. To begin with, it's a sign that any wounds you have carried from previous relationships can be healed now, and your spirit has room and the ability to allow a supportive partner bring nourishment and joy to your life. For those who are already committed, this card can represent a marriage, a birth, or even into a retirement phase of life. In all scenarios, you can expect a happy home and being surrounded by the people and things you love. This card represents the happily ever after, our harmonious space, emotional fulfillment, and so much joy that your being will feel as big and fresh as a summer meadow. In the realm of money and career, this card can mean receiving help from a family member and going into a family business, maybe too. Very much Cancer energy. That's of home and related to home. But I do feel like everything we're talking about, especially with that butterfly, is to prepare you for all of that. And you can, the biggest joy you have is when you turn inward and upward. If you're looking outward, that's where we feel less than and disappointed and all that stuff, right? All right. So that's what they have for you, Sadeshna. So many blessings to you. All right. Just make sure here. That Johanna hasn't responded yet. No, I don't see it here. Hey, Dupre. Yeah, the list right now. Yeah, if anyone makes a donation, I'll add on to the list right now. The donations I have day with the jewelry will be up next, and then Sun and Moon times 2, and then over to Chloe Jade. And if Johanna pops back on, we'll send her "Come Out of Your Dream for a Moment" to put her question. We'll jump to her too, but other than that, you'd be after Chloe Jade if you make a donation. All right. So let's continue here. We got here at 4141. We've got Day with the Jewelry. So this is for your donation, which is over here. Let me just grab that. You wanted to know, what energy are you in? And then if we get to free readings tonight, we'll circle back around for your free reading. All right, take a quick sip here. All right. So what energy are you in? Let's take a look. So I do this one and this one. All right. What do we got here? Well, you're in an energy of change with the 5 of Wands, which is the energy of change. Wands being the energy suit, 5 being the number of change, but it's a transformation of movement from conflicting energy or lower vibrational energy. It's a change from that, moving it and transforming it into something larger as well, higher vibration. And I feel like this has to do with groups as well. Feels like a little bit of, I don't want to say competition. It feels like competition, but conflict, but it feels like there's a lot of drama that's going on around you that's trying to pull you in with this. Let's see what they recommend here with all this energy here. Yeah, the 6 of Wands. This is victory and movement energy and temperance and patience energy here too. I feel here, like with everything that's going on around you, that you do not have to get involved in it. Like, I feel like a lot of people look to you to solve their problems. Like, oh, this is going wrong. What am I supposed to do? Tell me, how am I supposed to fix my life? Or I'm having a fight with them and it's 2 of your friends or family members, 2 people you care about are right. And they're like, they look to you to come and be our peacemaker. And you're able to, get them to talk, get them to calm down, get them to see things from a different perspective per se. But I do feel here, in this case, they're like, sit this one out, um, maintain your relationship with each individual one, but theirs together is none of your business right now. With all this, you get a reprieve. You get to have patience. You get to, focus on your energetic balance and not get sucked into the drama that's around you with these individuals. So it's a good, you know, allow them to work. They need to learn to work things out together, because you're not always going to be there every second, always for them. And they need to learn to get along. Otherwise, you can become a crutch for them, right? Yeah, the 3 of Swords, letting go of the expectations around this situation. The 9 of Swords, yeah. Nightmare and insomnia, 2 huge. I don't want to let people down. I fear, if I don't do all these things that I get punished, that they're going to get mad at me and all of this. But to that, you can say, I'm so sorry, I've got a lot going on in my own life and I have to focus on trying to get myself back to a place. And and so I need to focus on me. And once I get that going, then you guys can have the overflow. But I've got to put me first right now. And they're like, whoa, what is this? I know. Usually we're self-sacrificing, right? Doesn't matter. And it feels guilty. We feel bad. Other people need us, but we're needing our energy for ourselves. And that's okay to do. We give ourselves permission to fill up, and then everyone else gets the overflow. And if I'm not filled up, no one gets overflow till I am, right? And so I like this kind of transformative energy coming in. Yeah, the Knight of Cups, the movement of emotion, the pursuit of self-love and self-nurturing with this too. So I feel like there is this energy of you deserve all of this love energy that you give to other people, and you deserve to be full, not taking the crumbs that are left over when everyone else comes running in and eats off your own dinner plate, and you're left with the vegetables everyone hates, right? You're like, wow. Now you're all smack. Hey, this is my plate. All right, let's see what else they have here for you with your fortune cookie here. All right, this one right here. You've got citrine. Oh, beautiful energy. Citrine. Card number 5. Here's that change energy again. Confidence is a skill that can be cultivated, and you are now being guided to reach for the light within yourself. Ooh, I like this. Let's see what this brings in here. All right. Confidence, security, positive outlook are all the keywords. It says the appearance of the sunny, positivity inducing citrine card signifies the beginning of a metamorphic journey of self-assurance, confidence, and empowerment. It is a positive influence no matter where or how it appears in a reading, for it illuminates all dark corners and guides you towards unleashing your potential. The citrine card serves as a reminder that confidence is a skill, not a right. You're being encouraged to shift towards a more positive mindset, challenge any negative stories holding you back, and surround yourself with positive influences of people and information, such as books or courses, that will inspire, uplift, and encourage you to seek the light in all areas of your life. There you go about the change of energy, right? But it's a lot of it is you stepping away from the drama. This is your confirmation that your desired outcome has nothing to do with fate. More doors and opportunities will open with greater ease as you take steps to leave self-doubt behind and have more belief in your abilities and authentic power. Trust that you are worthy of success, and the rest of your surrounding world, will rise to meet your newfound radiance or move out of the way for someone else who can. I like that. Yeah, let's read. For this one, they have a citrine manifesting spell. We can all listen to this one, right? The crystal citrine is a powerful tool for manifesting positivity and abundance. Using a citrine crystal in a spell will not only give you an increased sense of well-being, but also help you create lasting change by attracting more abundance into your life. The crystal works by raising the vibrations around it and amplifying certain frequencies that are associated with its properties, such as joy, prosperity, and success. To begin this spell, place the citrine on top of an altar or sacred space and set your intentions. Imagine a bright white light of healing and love surrounding you. Visualize and focus on the abundance that you would like to bring into your life, whatever that may be: financial success, better relationships, improved health, and so on. As you are setting your intentions, take a moment to honor yourself, because it's important to recognize how far you have come and how much strength you hold within. When done, thank the crystal for its guidance and assistance in manifesting positivity. Ooh, I'm going to put your card over here as a reminder for me to grab my citrine after this. So that's what they have for you, Dave, with the jewelry. So many blessings to you. Appreciate that. All right. All right, very good. All right, thank you. Okay, yep, I do see a PayPal came through, Dupre, so we'll add you to the list here. And let me just make sure, did you ask your question over here? All right, so just to make sure to pop your question, if you haven't already, when I get down to you, we'll make sure we get you squared away. All right. All right, so Dave, thank you again so much for your donation. And then we have Sun and Moon ×2, and your timestamp was 5111. There we go. All those numbers there. So for number one, thank you so much for that donation. So good to see you as well. Thank you for being here. You love it. I spilled the tea. All right. Well, we're going to jump in here. Let's see what we got going on here. So for number one, you like a general read on how the Sagittarius is doing with their over contemplating. You said contemplating, but the over contemplation, right? Okay. And then for today and tomorrow. Okay. Let's see what we got here, Sun and Moon. Tapping into Sagittarius's energy. So what does Spirit want you to know about them and their thinking, and contemplating, right? And then for today and for tomorrow. Let's see, we got this underlying energy here. Okay. All right. Well, bottom of the deck, we do have the Ace of Cups. So they are on this journey for self-love, right? Really trying to look at that. And they definitely want me to just point out they have the Death card underneath there, which is that death and rebirth energy, finding this, self-love energy. I feel like we got the Ace of Cups on them before. So let's see what else we have here. We got the Four of Pentacles. So they are looking for this solid foundation in the outside world. This can be a little bit about contemplating like residence, where I'm living, because it's the four walls of the outside world are really coming in here for me too. Yeah, Six of Wands. A lot of flow energy. Fours and sixes are very flowy. So it does feel like with the Six of Wands too is a victory energy. Feeling like I'm getting my flow going. I'm starting to make progress type of energy. King of Cups, yeah, balance between head and heart coming in. So we like that, that there is the coming in here. And the Strength card too. Here's Leo season, which we are now in. And of course the 8 being August. Can you believe it's going to be August tomorrow already? I don't know. I feel like we were just in January and here we are, August. But I do feel like there's this courage, this self-reflection. Again, with this Ace of Cups, I do feel like there is quite a bit of movement and balance and energy here. So it does feel like good steps are happening here with all of that as well. Leo energy is ruled by the sun. There is more the sun shining bright on all areas of our life and into our past and transformative type of energy that comes with all that too. But all this feels really good. It feels like progress coming through with that. For today, for them, let's take a look here. We've got the 10 of Wands. Okay, with the Ace of Swords. So there is this ending and beginning energy of the 10 of Wands and the Ace of Swords, but it feels more about clarity around where I've been investing all of my energy and like it's like a I don't know, how would you say it's like clarity about where I'm investing my energy, but more so of where I feel I've been wasting my energy and where I'm going to reroute my energy into something that's more in alignment with where I want to go. Let's see with the underlying energy. Yeah, the Two of Pentacles. So they really are, this contemplation feels like it's getting down to, like I'm narrowing it down to a couple different ways I want to go about things, right? But it's a balanced energy. And the underlying energy is of this, all this excessive energy is I feel like I'm not making progress because I'm splitting myself in so many different directions. I need to know what I need, what I want to let go of, that so I can focus on a couple things and go much further in it than a bunch of things. And I just feel like everything's going very slow at a snail's pace. So it does feel here like an energy of, again, the King of Cups, this balancing energy they're getting. This is balancing energy where they feel like, all right, I'm getting to the point where I'm almost ready to make decisions. And it's like, well, all right, all this analyzation and everything, uh, definitely we can spend so much time planning we forget to act on things, but I feel like they're getting to that point where they're getting ready to act. For tomorrow's energy, a little bit of to themselves, and the Three of Pentacles too. Three of Pentacles is about being true to one's authentic self, creativity, but the High Priestess, they do step back and go into their High Priestess temple, to communicate to the higher realms, look behind the veil, dive deeper. So it does feel like there's some alone time, going and doing something that they like to do, something that they feel is creative, whatever that may be for them, whether it's actually doing some sort of creative artwork or expression that way, or it can even be cooking. It can even be they feel like they're creating something some way, somehow. But I feel like it's stepping away from a lot of things. Yeah, and the Eight of Wands is a lot of energy, um, that flows with this. And this makes sense. I feel like they're doing more for them. And the Eight of Wands is like a movement energy, it's a flow energy. But the Ten of Wands is like too much flow. Eight of Wands is just enough energy. But with all this combo of the High Priestess, the Three of Pentacles, and the Eight of Wands together, it brings me this energy of I feel energized because I allowed myself to flow and be myself, and it excites them, for tomorrow. So whatever this, uh, doing their own little project, doing things away from everyone, really helpful for them tomorrow. Then we'll see here with we'll do the Seasons of the Witch for this one, and then the Soul Coaching Oracle for your second fortune cookie. Let me just put these back in real quick. All right. Ooh, I hear thunder. So you got corn. Maybe he's going to go to a cornfield. Children of the corn. Maybe he's going to go harvest. Card number 10, though, that's endings and beginnings energy. It says, let spirit guide you and take meaningful action. Wow. Dreams become reality when combined with purposeful intent and action. So, like we were saying, he's getting all this together to get ready to take action. And this is sacred feminine energy, mother goddess, receptivity, and balance. That's what we talked about, right? So, since we're talking about the Sagittarius, we could put this as if we're talking to them. This is your invitation to open yourself up to the inner workings of your spirit and navigate your decisions and actions from a place of authenticity and balance. You can't make it up. That's exactly what we were talking about. Corn represents both the sun and the sacred feminine, represented by the corn mother and corn maiden. It's a symbol of tempering action with allowing what you desire to come to you. In a reading, this card is guiding you to approach situations from both the head and the heart. You're being asked to stay open to spirit while also grounding your desires in the physical world. We're talking about the King of Cups, balance between head and heart. Dreams without action are fantasy, and action without intention is wasted time. This is what they're learning. Likewise, there are times when you need to push and times when you should sit back and let things come to you. It's a constant dance of refining, always tinkering until you get just the right formula. Reread the meaning of this card while paying attention to which feels like the right path forward, action or receptivity, because that is what is required most at this time to address your question. Yeah, right. Action. We know that's what he needs. Action, action, action. All right. So that's for your first one. So thank you for that. And for your second one, we've got the sneak peek. I see it as the all-seeing eye. Let's take a look here. So when is the likelihood that you'll get to see each other next? All right, let's take a look at that. Okay. And then what will that situation be like? Good, bad, or indifferent, right? All right, let's see what we have here. Ooh, that was a loud one. Wow, King of Cups. Balance between head and heart. There they are. So the when really has to depend on their energy when they're ready. Of course, your energy too. But it's like allowing the space for it to happen is important here. We've got on the bottom of the deck, we have the Fool card coming into, which is the ending of a major cycle, the beginning of a new adventure. And it is when they're taking this action here. I just feel here with all of this energy, they're bringing back to me the Sun card, the mention of the Sun and the Sun card in the previous reading, all about this is when they're going to be making a lot of these decisions in August. So I do feel like it is in August when it's happening. So I just saw a flash out of the corner of my eye. I love storms. But I feel like it's in August that it happens when you guys get to like see each other next, which is only tomorrow, starting tomorrow, right? But it all is dependent upon when they feel like they are balanced and they're ready to take that action to start this new adventure, with the Fool card being the 0. Let's see what else they'll tell us here. Yeah, and the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, trust that it'll be the perfect timing. The King of Wands. Yeah, again, this energy that they need to decide to take action. They're in the planning stages, but it'll be perfect timing because we don't want to take the bread out of the oven too soon, because then it's just going to be like dough and blah. But so they're like, we want that fresh bread out of the oven when it's ready for the perfect timing. But it also, we talked about our energy, the more we focus on what we're grateful for of who someone is. So if you spend your time remembering things that you love about them, things that you have had with them, experiences you have had, and the gratitude around those things, that's what draws those in. And if we're focusing on, well, I want them, need them, energy, that's lack energy, that actually pushes it, makes it more difficult for them to come toward us. So one invites and brings the flow this way, things flow easier to us, or things flow harder toward us. So that's important for us to know about our piece of it. But all of this feels so much about what is going on with them and their choices. You can't control that, but your sense of time is controlled by you. And what I mean by that is, if you've ever been like on a long road trip with someone that is grumpy, that can't see the bright side of anything, complains the whole time. That trip, that 1 hour trip feels like 10 hours, right? Or you can go on like a 10-hour drive with someone who is fun, and you just stay talking and hitting it off and singing with the radio and blah, blah, blah. And it feels like it's already, oh my God, we're already there, right? The sense of timing is different by what we're experiencing. And that is what we can control, is our sense of the experience. So if I'm focused on gratitude and joy and loving life, it gets here before we know it. If I'm focusing on, oh God, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Then it feels like it's taking forever, right? So I like that energy for that. When you guys do get to me, what is it going to be like? Let's see here. You got the 5 of Swords. So a lot of arguing. I'm just kidding. And the Sun. Look at, there we go. The 5 of Swords is a battle between the head and the heart, right? But the Sun is a lot of, it's very revealing. I feel like this is very honest energy with these two combined. It's like, because the bright light of the sun shines bright into every area of our life, and here with the sun energy again. But it's like, um, our mind is telling us, no, 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 don't share this stuff. And the heart is like, I want to, I want to express myself and be seen and be heard and shared as well. And so that is existing in that. Let's see what else comes with all this too. 10 of Pentacles. It is an abundance energy. Again, with the 2 of Wands, or whatever we focus on, right? So that is the battle of the head and the heart. And it's all up to choices too. This means with these 4 cards coming out together, there's possibilities of great joy and closeness and feeling like abundance, or opportunities to feel like it was very conflicting. And all that depends on our power of energetic choice, like we're just talking about, right? So if I go in with a lot of expectations of supposed to be and should be and need to be and want and need, and this disappointment gives us more lack energy, makes us feel like we're missing more. But if I go in with gratitude, if I'm appreciative of this and that and this and that, that grows and expands. My experience is all in my hands. Every moment with that 2 of Wands, of course, is a choice of our energetic choice, but it's a great reminder that no matter what's happening in the outside world, I'm the one that gets to choose the story. I'm the one that gets to choose the emotion. I'm the one that gets to choose my actions and that energy, right? I can't control theirs, but I control my whole perception of it all. So there's great possibilities here with all this here, though, but they're just a great reminder that the experience we have has nothing to do with the outside world, because we're the one that are going to create the entire story with the emotional soundtrack behind it. So like my mom, she would say, I was going to wish you a happy weekend, but I know you're always going to have one because you choose to be, and they're like, she learned over time with my perceptions, because it would be like, oh, I hope everything's going to be okay. I'm like, everything's going to be absolutely fine because I'm going to choose for it to be. And that's my power. And it's like, whoa, right? But that's our power, is that no matter what's going on in the outside world with any individual, I'm the one that gets to decide how it is, right? Yeah. And the 10 of Cups. Joy, joy, joy. Great opportunity of joy and a lot of emotion that does flow there. And it is this feeling of emotional fulfillment is definitely a possibility, but ultimately, you're not under the control of the universe. The universe has given you free will, right? So they're like, there's great opportunities for so much joy if you want, or lower vibration if you want that. There's no judgment from the spirit world, right? There's just what you want to experience. So whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, I don't know. What are you going to choose, right? I know, right? Anyway, that's what they have for that one. Let's see what your fortune cookie is here. Let's see what else they would like to add in here from the spirit world. regarding your future meeting. Here we go. And you have an opening. Ooh, beautiful flower blossoming. Card 35. And so the card meaning is be open to receiving the gifts of the universe. There's nothing to fear, so allow your vulnerability to shine. I think I literally use that word. The mind is like, don't be vulnerable, and the heart is like, I need to be shared. Fling your arms to the heavens and exclaim, I'm ready. Stretch, expand, and venture forth. Doors of opportunity are opening for you. Your soul wants you to know, in nature, periods of contraction, winter, are followed by periods of expansion, summer. Although there are times in life to retreat, be guarded, and go within, there are also occasions when it's essential to be absolutely fearless in your openness and vulnerability, such as the present. Even if you're afraid, it's now appropriate to come out and open your eyes to new experiences, people, places, and things. Forge new directions and initiate new projects. Even if you've closed your heart because of the pain of past wounds, this is the time to open yourself wide and full. The affirmation is, I am open to receiving the gifts of the universe. Wow. I love that. So perfect. All right. So that's what they have for you, Sun and Moon. So many blessings to you. Thank you for your dual donations. All right. Chloe Jade, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. Boom, boom. All right. So thank you for your donation via the Venmo. Let's grab your email here. All right. Oh, fun, fun. Okay, he's gone distant. All right. Whoa. Yeah, absolutely. Let's take a look here. Dating, oh gosh, I'm so glad that I've gone into hermit mode and I'm focused in on my internal journey at this point in my life. Of course, you're a young spring chicken. I've already been on my little journeys. Still open for love if it comes my way, but I feel like it has to be an alien from another planet at this point. Does that resonate? Just kidding. All right, let's take a look here. So, what or who or just general? Okay, so let's take a look here. Let's pull energies here for the one person that you mentioned first. Let's look at them. Then you have bachelor number 1 and bachelor number 2, the other two. So you've got 3, right? So we'll get energies for all of those just to give you a little background check in them from spirit, like what energy you just need to be aware of. And then just overall around dating, what they just have here for you. Sound like a dealio? All right, we'll do that here. Okay, let's take a sip here. We'll dive in. After this will be Dupre, and then I just saw a bunch of other donations, so we'll jump to those two. And if Johanna, Sleeping Beauty, if she shows up, we'll also jump to hers. All right. So, bottom of the deck, you have the World card, which is a good card. It's a victory card. It's a circular motion with the World card, but it's an end of one cycle, the beginning of a new adventure. So you've been learning a lot through dating individuals and hanging out, and I'm very proud of you. I know it was a difficult thing to get to the point where you allowing your heart to feel again. So kudos, fist bump, high 10, group hug around it all. Definitely you're ready for an ending of this old cycle and the beginning of a new adventure. So That underlying energy is saying, get ready because there's going to be some endings of old things, beginning of new things, and we'll see what that means here. So for number one, the one that has gone distant, let's see what we have here. Yeah, we've got the Four of Swords and the Six of Pentacles. Yeah, this one, there is this energy. I mean, it's a balancing type of energy because the Four of Swords is like someone who's resting on that Ace of Swords with the expectations on the wall. But the Six of Pentacles energy, with this combo, I'm getting a weird kind of codependency energy of overgiving and not feeling like they can give enough. They feel, and this could be nothing to do with you whatsoever, but they feel like they have a ton of expectations on them and they can't live up to these. They can't keep up. So they're just giving up. It's like you're a heart sprinter and you thought they were a heart sprinter too. And you're like, finally, somebody can keep up. And I'm so excited that you're here. And you're like, what are you doing way back there? Because they pooped out fast. They couldn't keep up because you have a tremendous amount of ability to give and they can't. So the 6 and the 4 together equals a 10. I kind of feel like that you've learned what you need to learn from that and kind of, let things kind of go, in that direction there, right? So it's a good reflection too on how do you overgive and what beliefs do you have about how much you have to give um, compared to how much you receive, right? So it's a good reflection. I feel like that was a good thing for you, and it's a good thing to reflect on that with them and really realize, yeah, I tend to give so much. I give up everything for someone, and you've been working on that, right? And I feel like this is just a good reflection point for you with that one. So when you talk about two other guys that are interested, when I say guy number one, whoever comes to you first is going to be that guy number two, right? So the next one and the runner up, right? So number one out of the two, oh, you do have the Lovers card. So there is an important relationship with number one. And we'll find out more, I feel like, about them. Number two, yeah, number two is just another kind of stepping stone to let you know more about, uh, your own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that don't serve you anymore. Those old beliefs that make you feel blinded and bound and trapped and restricted and small. And again, people pleasing and I have to do things. But I feel like number one out of the two, um, there's promise there. I feel like that's more of the destined kind of relationship person, like, or not so much destined as that they have the goods, the communication, the interactions, they have the ability to keep up, kind of energy, where the other two I kind of feel like are more, you know how would we say, oh hey, hello, he's stressed. Yeah, that's I get it. uh Family stress. His sister lost her foot. Yeah. Let's see what else Spirit wants you to know here. So you've got here the moon. So a lot of Cancer energy. In fact, today, yeah, and of course, Cancer energy is about home, and so that makes sense with all that type of energy. But Venus just moved into Cancer today, so there is an expansion around this type of energy. But they are a family person. Um, and they do care about their family, with this Cancer moon, which is something that is important to you, as well. The sense of family, I feel like, is important for you. We'll put it that way. Yeah, we have the Two of Swords, the battle between your head and your heart. So there are things that are your mind needs to figure out, your heart needs to figure out, because they're pulling you in two different directions here. And with the Moon card, this is about, um, you know, allowing your heart to express itself, not get too caught up in the head. But, the Nine of Pentacles is an energy here about, independence and this reminder that you don't need someone to complete you. You have a complete life and your life is yours to live. And yeah, it's nice to live life and um, share your life with someone, but not have them become your life. That's what we're taught, right? It's almost like the example of finding love kind of goes in two different directions, right? The one we're taught is we need to have someone in our life that fills this position in our life. So we start dating, right? We put out an ad of, hey, whether it's dating sites or whatever, right? And it's like, here it is, everybody. I have a position open in my life that I want to fill. So I'm taking applications. And then you're doing background checks, which is checking social media, interviewing, which is dating. And we go through this process, right, of trying to find someone to fill a position in our life, which is transactional. I give this and they give me this. And then you find out after you hire them, like you start dating them and exclusively, you find out they lied on their resume. You end up firing them. And then you have to put a new ad out in the paper. It's very transactional. It feels like work. Where when we live our life, live our passions, doing the things we love to do, full, again, this Nine of Pentacles, full and flowing, then we bump into someone that is also living their passion. And it happens to be something we love to do. And boom, this little spark happens. And then a relationship organically grows with wanting to hang out with someone who has the same passions, right? And it just grows. It's not a position that needs to be filled, like I need to do this and it's all this work to get up to it. It's I have no expectations. I'm living passion. I bump into someone and I look how much I can celebrate about them instead of all the are you meeting your job objectives or do I have to fire you? You know, it's different energy around it. And I feel like that's where this energy is taking us, is really looking at dating and going, what is my purpose? What is my drive in dating? And what am I trying to fill in my life that I feel is missing? When we will realize that nothing's missing with this Nine of Pentacles, I am full with myself, right? Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, I have the Devil card, letting go of long-held thoughts and beliefs and mindsets about what all that is supposed to be. Again, that's funny that the Devil card is the rules. Capricorn rules over the house, 10th house of work. So when relationships feel like work, it's because we've got expectations and all these small t truths around them. With the Devil card came the Page of Cups, which tells us that Page of Cups, the cup they're holding is the Ace of Cups, is our self-love, right? When I'm realizing the one I've been looking for all my life is me, then I can fill up and overflow. And what if someone comes in and they're above and beyond extra, I'm not looking for them to complete me. They're above and beyond extra. I can enjoy them for who they are and have gratitude for who they are instead of focusing on who they're not being, what they're not being, how they're falling short, because that's what ends up happening, right? If I'm focusing on gratitude for who someone is, I'm not going, oh, they're not calling enough, they're not being enough, they're not showing up the way they're supposed to, right? That's expectations. Expectations are that long list that we end up looking at. What are they doing? What are they not doing? We end up focusing on how they're falling short. That's what kills relationships, is the expectations. It sucks the life out of them because we're focusing on the not. So this is what we're talking about, the ending of old cycles, the beginning of a new way of looking at how you're pursuing love instead of pursuing it out here of a job to be full, to be filled. You're looking inward for your self-love, expressing your passion and doing what you love. And then, if that comes forward, then it comes forward in the perfect timing and the perfect way instead of trying to make it happen, right? Yeah. So all of this, it comes down to the Hierophant, which is, it's grounding Taurus energy, but it's also our higher self having us see things from a different perspective, a higher perspective. And it is a card of change, the major arcana number 5, but it is about giving us guidance and giving us higher truths about things. So I feel like it's a good reminder from Spirit, because I feel like all this, but it's a good reminder. We can get caught up into the search for love and go, oh, that's right. I can look in here for that, right? Yeah. And that's good. So, it's like, all right. So if I'm truly in that place, I won't be looking at who someone is not being. I'll just be having gratitude for who someone is. And, um, if it's, I'm enjoying, I enjoy going and doing this with that one. I enjoy going doing this with that one. And I enjoy going and doing that with that one. It's like, but I need just one to be this for me. It's like, do we though? So we kind of look at that and kind of find out, right? Yeah, I know, right? I hear you there. Let's see. Look, you got your fortune cookie is the bird feeder. Feed the birds, give them bird seed, right? It's about every tiny action taken in the pursuit of growth is a powerful step in the right direction. Ooh, I love this. So this is celebrating, you know, what are you learning through it all? How are you growing through these interactions, right? Keywords are sustaining life, making contributions, helping where you can. It says there's so much in the world that needs help and saving, and all of it can quickly become overwhelming. Do you give to charities, and how many? Do you volunteer, and if so, how much time? Do you shout out loud for every single movement, frustration, or challenge happening in the world? Many people ask questions such as these every single day, wondering how to make a difference in a world that seems to be crumbling apart. Perhaps this is the larger manifestation of what many of us experience internally. You might wonder how to make a difference in the world while also making a difference in yourself. Perhaps there is so much you'd like to accomplish in your personal life, but just as with saving the planet or speaking up for social injustice, you aren't sure where to start. The answer is to give where you can. Perhaps you can't save an entire species of birds all by yourself, but you can put out birdseed to support the feathered friends in your area. It may not seem like much, but every little step is a step in the right direction. The same is true when it comes to your goals and healing your wounds. Do what you can when you can. Perhaps all you can do today is spend 5 minutes brainstorming an idea, but that means you've deposited 5 minutes towards pushing the needle forward. Maybe you aren't ready to confront your traumas just yet, but you're taking steps to research a therapist or mentor who may be able to guide you. Every little bit helps, and every contribution counts. So I love that. This is like they're saying, you're making progress, you're learning as you're going along. You don't need to, you know, solve anything. You can just enjoy what you're doing in the now, in the moment, right? So all these, you know, um, prospects, as you said, prospects for what, right? It's like they don't have to be prospects. They can just be adventure mates. They can be birds that you're feeding birdseed to, but you're enjoying it. Yeah. And just enjoy what you have with each instead of realizing those expectations that came in, right? About, well, this is what it's supposed to be. This is how it should be. This is what it needs to be, kind of energy. So I like that for you. You are very welcome, busy bee. I like all those bees. So thank you again for your donation. So good to see you. I was thinking about you the other day, and I was like, I wonder how you're doing. I just reached out and felt your energy, and I'm like, oh, it's a good energy. I love your energy. So good to see you, and enjoy the adventure. All right, so that is what we have for you, my dear. So many blessings to you. Thank you again. All right, so let's see here. Up next, we do have Dupree. So, Dupree, let's grab your timestamp. After this, I will um, give an update on where we're at on donations, since I got quite a few that came in after this. So, Dupree, thank you so much for your donation via the PayPal. Appreciate that. And let's dive in here. So, you'd like a career reading? Absolutely. So, you do see you changing careers, moving jobs. All right, let's take a look here and see where we're at, Dupree. Just take another quick little sip here. All right. So, we'll start off just asking your specific questions here. Based on your current energies, are you looking at changing careers? Is your path leading you to that? Okay, we'll look at that. Boom, boom, boom. And then moving, like physically, for a job. Let's take a look here. Okay, got that. Got that. And what else about career and job here? I feel like these are leading to that. All right. Oh yeah, I definitely see you are here. Torn here with the Two of Swords. It's like being at a crossroads. Sometimes they'll have like the swords crossed, which is like, some decisions to be made. And I feel like with this, a lot of times I get the Two of Swords is like a battle between the head and the heart. We have like what we're taught growing up of supposed to be's and should be's, and this is the direction you should go. All that stuff that's poured into us, all this opinion all our lives, right? So our brain is going, you should do this, you should go here, you should go that direction, blah, 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 right? And our heart, though, is going, but I want to do this. And our heart is drawing us in a different direction. And so I do feel like you're kind of torn, because when we follow our mind, we end up feeling like we're existing. When we follow our heart, we do end up feeling like we're living. And so I feel like that's why you're feeling kind of drawn in two different directions from two different parts of your human character, the energy, right? Mental energy versus the heart energy. So let's take a look here. Your first question was changing career. Based on your current energy, is there changing career? You got the Four of Wands, which is a joy card here. Seven of Cups, a lot of different heart taking you in a lot of different directions, right? I do feel like you do end up changing careers here because eventually, even on the bottom energy is the Sun card, which is child, playful, again, very joy, a lot of energy, a lot of heart energy. And I do feel like you are ready to stop existing and you feel like you want to live and follow your heart. Especially the Four of Wands representing joy is an emotion, and the Seven of Cups, so many different ways. But you're afraid to choose the wrong one, right? And that's what our mind brings in, is the fears of what if I make the wrong decision? The great thing about following our heart is there is no right or wrong anyway from spirit standpoint. There's just different choices with different experiences and different outcomes. And we don't have to figure out our entire lives. I know we're kind of pushed to do that. Figure it out. It's like, no, where is my joy leading me right now at this time in my life? Later, it might take me in a different direction with me following it. But right now, where's my joy drawing me? And I feel like that's the important thing. Will you end up moving physically to a different place? I really feel like you will once you make the decision with the King of Wands and the Death card. That's a death and a rebirth. The King of Wands is an energy of um, a king, having all these people tell them they're supposed to be and should be, all these advisors, a lot of self appointed advisors giving us opinion on how the kingdom should be run. And you realize, wait a minute, I'm the king in kingdom, or the queen in queendom, if you want to do that. But it's like, you are the one in authority. I get to decide. But that's the whole thing here. The King of Wands is at a crossroads, and they're like, all right, well, what do I want? Not what everyone else wants. In fact, let me clear out this noisy throne room of all these people, all this chatter. Say, thank you everyone for your opinions. Leave them in that box on your way out the door. I need to be alone. And then I'm going to decide what I want, make plans, and put action behind it. So I do feel like your heart does lead you to a new location, something that's more in alignment with where your heart wants. Underlying energy under there, I should have said it. I bet it's the Four of Pentacles, because the Four of Pentacles is the home, a change of home. Because Four of Pentacles is like four walls in the outside world, which is home. So there is this change of home that's there. I bet it. I should have said it. Uh, but that's what that means. So I definitely feel like there's a change of home and a change of career. Let's see what else guidance they'll give you here. Yeah, Three of Wands. It is a change of a different direction than you would have here. Yeah. But that's the whole thing when you're following your heart. Um, Things flow differently when you're following your heart. With the Three of Wands, it doesn't have to be a 180 where you go in the opposite direction. It can be you're headed this direction, you head off and go this way. But when you're following your heart, things flow. When you're following your mind and the, supposed to be's and should be's and need to be's and that existing, it's hard. It's hard. When you're living your dream, you're willing to give up things. You're willing to sacrifice things eventually that your brain was telling, oh, no, 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 no. We need all this and this and this. And like, what do I really need? Well, when we make the list of what I absolutely need, it's food, water, and shelter, right? But I like all my things. And it's like, but when you're following your true heart's dream, all of that stuff starts to fall away. Where, because financial security, we end up, how do they used to say it? It's like you spend all your energy trying to make money and then all the money to get your health back. When you're living your joy, you have health, you have this flowing energy. Um, the costs are much lower when it comes to living your dreams. Let's see what else they give you here too. You got the Temperance. It doesn't have to happen like overnight. It's about being patient, but you have the Two of Cups, the emotional choice. So we definitely, with these two, and it's funny that they kind of almost look the same. It's the balance between the two, but it's the patience between the two things too. It's going back and forth, allowing things to unfold. But, one of the big things that helps us without fear of the future is I get to choose how I feel about whatever comes my way. It's getting and facing these fears that we have that keep us stuck, right? Because we fear. Like I worry. We replace that with fear. I fear not having enough finances. Well, when we go into a place of gratitude about the gratefulness that what I do have, what I have had, and I'm like realizing I'm not at the whim of the outside world and humans, but the creator of all things. They're our source. When we ask them and go, I would really love this to do this, and I'm so grateful for what you have supplied, what you've always taken care of me, and um, how do we open up this doorway so I can go in a direction that's more in alignment with what I want to do in my life? And when we start focusing our energy on that and doing this as well, we have this. So we like this energy that's going on. Um, so I like this energy that's going forward, right? So I like that. Just awareness of when I'm following my joy, things just flow open. And it's not about, this blind, they're not asking you to do a blind leap of faith. It's like when we're ready, everything just kind of starts flowing in that direction as well. Let's see here. You have the 5 of Pentacles. Yeah, so this is the fear of lack, of not having enough, not being enough. So as I was just saying, this is exactly the card which I would have been talking about. It's not humans that bring us what we need in each moment, but the creator of all things, right? They're our source. We're the ones that do this, right? Um, so I like that. Um, let's see what else we have here. Here we got the Ace of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands. So here is the new opportunity that comes your way here with the Ace of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands. So, there is this energy with the Queen of Wands. I get to choose what I do. We're not in like a backseat of a car in a child seat being driven around in our life going, where are you taking me next, Creator? We're actually the one driving the vehicle, our energy, and they don't have this, long list of things that you're supposed to do and like, shoulds. When I ask Creator and Spirit World, what should we do? They're like, well, what do you want to do? It's like which which cupcake should I eat? And they're like, well, what are you hungry for? And it's all about our energy and our choice. They don't see it as right choices and wrong choices. They look at everything as different choices with different outcomes, right? And different experiences. It's like, what do you want to do? Where does your heart want to lead you? It's an adventure. It's not a bunch of expectations from the spirit world and we're going to fail them somehow. They're like, no, it's like being taken to a playground. Um, by like our grandparent, and we're like, well, what do I go on first, the swings, or am I supposed to be going down the slide or on the merry-go-round, or what am I supposed to go play on? They're like, whatever you want. What interests you? Go follow your heart, go experience. That's the way the creator and spirit world look at the human life. But the human goes, there's got to be a way, there's got to be a way I'm supposed to experience the playground. Am I supposed to go on the slide and then, the swings and then the seesaw and then the merry-go-round or whatever? But there are kids on the playground that go, oh, there's absolutely playground rules that I made up that you have to obey. And you're like, this isn't your playground. Well, you better do what I want you to do. I'm going to get mad. And you're like, well, go get mad because I'm going to go over here on the swings. But it's us choosing, where does our heart go? Where's your heart leading you? Is really what it comes in a lot here, right? All right. So hopefully that brings some clarity. Let's see what your fortune cookie brings in here too. All right. Let's see what else we have here. So you've got fruit jam. Card number 21. If you nurture it, it will flourish. The grass is greener where you water it. Oh, I love that. Let's see what that brings in here for you. Keywords are preservation, resourcefulness, and zero waste. So it says, people the world over look forward to fresh fruit erupting in the summertime. The sweetness of berries, the sharpness of citrus, and the unique flavors of tropical fruits are a delight to the senses. Sadly, fruit doesn't last very long on its own, which forced our ancestors to find resourceful ways to preserve summer's bounty. You too, my darling, are being guided to make use with what you have and find clever ways to extend the life of your current resources. You do not need more time, money, or opportunities to be successful because what you have can be enough if you're willing to stay open minded to the possibilities of what it could be. Having more paint does not make you a better artist in the same way that having more clothes does not make you stylish. How you use things is what's most important. This is your sign that the grass is greener where you water it. In the realm of relationships, consider whether the relationship is truly over. How can you bring fresh energy to your relationship? If you're looking for love, this card can be a sign to reconnect with a past lover. But, and it's funny because you can replace, we have relationships with jobs, with our wishes, with our careers, right? So it's almost like if you're looking for loving your career, this card can be a sign to reconnect with a past career. And you ask, should I go back to my first career? You can contemplate it, sit with it, see if your heart, like, picture yourself stepping out of your mind, going down a spiral staircase to your heart, and just knock on your heart's door and go in and have a little coffee with them or a tea or a little conversation. Just go, what do you want, heart? You know, you close your eyes, you open your heart, you step out of your head and see what comes in there, because I feel like you're being drawn into something that is you know from this from your heart instead of your head. So hopefully that resonates there. So that's what they have for you, Dupree. Hopefully it gives you a little bit more guidance and clarity for your career journey. So many blessings to you. Thank you again for your donation. All right. All right. Let's see here. And Shumita. Hey, Shumita. You are very welcome. Oh, okay. Thank you, Sushmita. I know. I look at it, everyone gives what they can, but yeah, I try to keep it not too many questions to each donation. So thank you for the heads up, though. I appreciate that. All right. So let's take a look here. So let me grab your name here. All right. So up next, we will have Sudeshna. We'll come back for you. Then we've got Moonlight 5. Hey, Moonlight. Then back to Sudeshna. And then we have Lydia. Hello, hello. Thank you. And then back to Moonlight 5. Moonlight, Moonlight. Okay. And then we have 3 more from Sudeshna. All right. So we'll do that there. All right. So, and thank you guys so much for all of your patience in getting to your readings and all the love and support and all the thumbs up too. I definitely appreciate all the support. All right. So, what we will do here. So, all right, up here. There we go. Just need to find your name here. So, Sudeshna, let's grab this here. This is number 2. So, thank you so much. Whoops. I want to open that. All right, there we go. All right. So, thank you for your additional donation. Let me make sure I'm in the right one here. There we are. The little cool sticker. So reading for your career, you're currently working in a company. How will be the work there in the culture and everything else? Will everything be fine? All right, let's take a look here in on the career here. So How will the work? How's the work going to be there with cognizant? All right, very good. And the culture and everything else, right? Concerns about what's going on and how they progressing. Will everything be fine based on current energies? Oh, okay. All right. So the current work in the company here, yeah, we've got the King of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles coming in. It does feel here the Eight of Pentacles is putting in a lot of work, the blood, the sweat, the tears, energy with that. And the King of Swords, there's a lot of planning, a lot of, I feel like it's a lot of thinking energy with that King of Swords there. So there is a lot that's coming in with all of that, which I feel like you're used to. But I just feel it feels like there's more planning, more communication, a lot more like clamping down on things, a lot more meetings and follow up and are we staying on task and da 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 da, because I feel like there's a lot of more work that's flowing in here. um how's the culture and everything else going to be there? Yeah, Ace of Swords and Ten of Swords. Yeah, oh my gosh, all this swords energy, a ton of clarity coming, a lot of expectations. I feel like there definitely is a lot of work that's coming in with all of this energy. When you asked, will everything be fine? We've got the Wheel of Fortune. It's in the end, even your human side feels like, well, this is the tuna for me. All of this is happening for me. And the Seven of Cups is an energy of there is a lot of emotions that are flying around, and I feel like it's going to be, I don't want to say emotionally unstable there, but I feel like they're focused more on getting the work done and not how people feel about it. So I feel like that is the kind of energy that we're, hitting it all with, and flowing, you know, in through all of there. So it does feel like they're tightening their belt and they're making everyone kind of overloaded with a lot of work. And they're like, too bad, you just need to get it done. And So I feel like it feels like emotionally stressful if you want it to be. But if you go in and going, you know what, I'm just going to do the work. I'm going to do the best I can. If I don't like it, I can find somewhere else. There's this freedom that comes in with all this, that you don't have to have it be an experience that you don't want. But I feel like they're going to ask a lot of everyone. And there's a lot of energy um, that needs to be invested. Again, coming back to the Eight of Pentacles, but you see if you'll do the work and just keep at it, then things are fine. But just be aware of the emotional. They're not going to be able to give you the emotional uh, sense of things. Um, Very much all about the work and the job, if that makes sense. So I don't know. I kind of feel like there's something better out there for you eventually anyway. So just keep an eye out there for it all as well. So I'll give you a second fortune cookie for this one. For the other ones, I'm not gonna. I think I'm just gonna limit it to 2 fortune cookies, because then I start reading a lot of these. So um, hopefully that is okay with you. So we have Grace here, card 25 for your fortune cookie for this one. It says, be gracious and understanding with yourself. Yeah. Angels, guides, and spiritual guardians are watching over you and cherishing you. Kindly honor the reality of others. Wow. Right? Um, your soul wants you to know there's a spiritual nobility that accompanies true grace. Even if you absolutely know that your opinion is right, sometimes it's not wise. So sometimes it's wise not to push the point. That's good, right? Let it drop. It's not that important. The creator knows the truth of the situation, even if others don't. There are times to be starkly honest, but this is not one of them. Hear the truth of others without the overlay of your own opinions. Speak with love, kindness, and diplomacy. Be kind to yourself and cherish your path. The affirmation is, I graciously accept the infinite love of the universe. What a great card to have. It's like, be graceful to all those people doing the work, right? And go, I'm going to follow my path. I'm going to do what I can. And if I can't do this anymore, I'm going to find somewhere else, right? So I love that for you. So hopefully that resonates. That's what they have for you there for that one. So we'll circle back around for your other ones here in a moment. All right. All right. Up next, we do have Moonlight. So Moonlight, let's grab your timestamp here. For your first one, we will circle back around. Oops, there we go. For your second one here in a moment. So thank you for that. What's that? Ta-da! Superstar. All right. So thank you for your first donation. And you want to know, why is your cat, will your cat get fixed tomorrow and will easily sell it after that? All right. Let's take a look here. See what we've got going on there. Let me just highlight so I don't remember where I'm at here. Make sure. Hey, everybody. Oh, thank you, Sushmita. You're so gracious. I appreciate that. All right. All right. So Moonlight, let's see here about your kitty cat. Based on current energies, will they be fixed tomorrow? Okay. And will you be able to sell them quickly after that? Let's take a look here. All right. Short and sweet, right? Bottom of the deck, we do have the Four of Wands, which is joy and celebration. That's a good card to start off with the energy underneath. We got the Three of Pentacles. That is, the dog's like, not me, it's the cat's turn. Don't get me fixed. But the Three of Pentacles is a card of, it is a card of abundance, being true to one's authentic self. That does, it feels like a successful card there. Community support, that kind of energy. So I do see that here. It's funny that it's a dog on there. Will you be able to sell the cat quickly after that? You do have the Eight of Swords and the King of Pentacles with the Emperor as well. So you got Aries energy. The King of Pentacles coming out here. So you do have this great possibility of success. The Eight of Swords, and with the Emperor, it is energy of letting go of expectations of supposed to be's and should be's and need to be's, thoughts that would normally keep it restricted, and just go, it's like even asking the universe, just going, bring me the perfect person for this cat, for the perfect home. Let's, draw the perfect relationship, between the cat energy of that being with someone else, bring that person in front of me. And I know with you being in tune, and again, more energy, what moved into Cancer today? Venus. You didn't have enough emotional energy going on already. You're like, here, have some more, Moonlight. But I like this, very good energy. Just know that the perfect person is coming. Just, you don't have to do what everyone else is telling you to do. You can be like, no, I don't feel like this is the right person, because you will know it when the right person comes along. But definitely there is positive energy here for that. So it does look very good. So successful fixing of cat and then selling of said cat. Let's see what else comes in here with your fortune cookie here. Okay. We've got welcoming the harvest. There you go. What a positive sign, right? Card number 43. Is there a cat in here? No. Expect growth and expansion as your hard work has paid off. It's time to celebrate. Well, that's a very positive energy around your question here. Oops, let's get to the right set of numbers here. Here we go. So keywords are results and return on investment. Congratulations are in order. You've worked hard and stayed the course, and now you can welcome the benefits of all your efforts. Receiving this card is a sign that what you have inquired about is well on its way to success, and you should move forward if you have not done so already. This card doesn't just represent short-term gains, but also the long-term success. If you're asking about a business or career, the presence of this card is a clear sign that you're on the right track and should continue down this path. Your determination, focus, and drive are fueling excellent results. Not only will you be successful, but you can expect to continue to grow and expand for many years to come, enjoying all of the financial rewards and praise that will surely come along with your achievements. Only good things can come from this card when your reading is about love. This card can mean increased commitment in a relationship, restoration of harmony after troubled times, or if you're single, the potential to meet a stable and successful love interest who's ready to be a long-term partner. That's good for other things, but I feel like that's about the relationship with the cat with the other person. So hopefully that resonates there, Moonlight. So that's what they have there for you. All right. Thank you again for your donation for your first one. And like I said, we'll circle back around here for your second one here in a moment. All right. All right. So Sudeshna, we're back around to you. Oh, we got 202 even. Look at that. So let's give you these timestamps here. Boom. All right, we'll circle back around for the other ones here in a bit. All right, here we go. This is where we left off, right? Yep, so let's give that a love and a like here. So Sudeshna, there it is. Is your job safe in the company? They can do cost cutting, so what's coming for you? Will your job remain? All right, that's a good clarifier. We can find out here. Based on the current energies that are going on, is your job safe? Safe. And then what's coming for you? And will your job remain? So that's kind of all that same, right? All right, let's see what we got here. Well, we've got the Queen of Cups on the bottom. It really is about trust your intuition, trust your heart. I feel like more so this is kind of what we alluded to a little bit in your the second reading we just completed, which was about following your heart and that there's something more for you anyway. So regardless of what unfolds, I just feel like there's something more for you somewhere else. But let's see here. Right now, based on current energy, is your job safe? Is what we want to look at here. Yeah, you got the Lover's card, the Ace of Cups. Got all this positive emotional energy. The Ace of Cups is happy energy, and the Lover's card is about emotional choice, energy with all that too. As long as you can choose to stay happy there, it's up to you. But all of this emotional energy, it's like, yeah, it's safe, but is that really what your heart wants? What's coming for you if you stay in this job? You have the High Priestess, yeah, and the Ace of Swords. Sorry, I was like over here. High Priestess and the Ace of Swords came out here, which does talk about, stepping away, looking at things from a different perspective. And that Ace of Swords is about seeing things from a higher perspective, gaining some real clarity around what you do. In fact, the Queen of Cups, the High Priestess, both of those are very, I would say, like energy of connecting to your spiritual side, your heart, your intuition, and seeing things. And but really they both dive deep into the emotions, going, what do you want, heart? Where do you want to lead me? What brings you joy? Because all this mental energy of that other one, though I think you thrive on the mental piece of things, you're intelligent, you get things, you always want to learn. But this is about, what does your heart want? Because it's, you can do a bunch of work but not do, but just feel like you're existing, right? Whereas if you're living from your heart, you can feel like you're living life instead of just maintaining, right? um so it feels like here, like you're going to be fine here, at least um physically, but emotionally, I feel like it's not going to give you, especially as they get tighter and inundate and start treating you like a number even more than they do now. Like you're just a grunt to do work. I don't care how you feel. Get the stuff done. Why isn't this done? Why isn't this done? And like, I'm one person. Tough. Put in more hours. Blah blah blah. You know, it's like, whoa. You start realizing this isn't what I want. I feel like you start feeling like you want to be pushed out. Will your job remain? It's up to you with the Emperor, of course, where you invest your energy and how you choose. But it's like, if you want it, you can have it and remain there. But I feel like there's this big nudge for you to go somewhere that's more in alignment with your heart and not your mind, because you deserve to be treated well. But I feel like where you're at, it's like they're just becoming more of not treating you like a human, treating you like a number. So I feel like that's what they have for you for that one. And like I said, I'm just going to stop at 2 readings, get fortune cookies. The rest of them, they don't come with a fortune cookie. Just to be fair to everyone else. I know you're okay with that. All right. So we'll circle back for your other 3 here in a moment. Up next, we have Lydia. And then we'll jump to Moonlight 5, and then we'll jump to Sadeshna. And I think we had Nelia and some others down below. I'll look at those here in a moment too. All right. So Lydia, you are at 20720. There we go. Thank you for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like, since it lets me do that on those. So Lydia, good to see you. What brings in the next 2 months? So what is being heading towards you in the next 2 months? All right. Let's take a look here. August and September. I know. Can you believe it's August tomorrow? I can't. Whoosh. My life is passing before my eyes. Okay, so we got those. I feel like we have underlying energies for both of those two. All right. So let's see what we've got here. Bottom of the deck, we do have the 8 of Swords. 8 of Swords is, you see how they're like blinded and bound and trapped and restricted. This is the freedom of that. And yeah, you even have the 8 of Cups underneath. Both of these 8s are good cards of flow, because they're 4 of each on each side, which creates this beautiful flow in the middle. If that was like a 7 or a 9, there's like this block in the middle. But this is not a block. It's like both of these months, you're learning to release thoughts that don't serve you anymore, emotions that don't serve you anymore. So, and I feel like with these both being 8s, I feel like August is the big release of things that don't serve you anymore energy. Let's see what they give you specifically for August. Yeah. So you have the 9 of Wands, which is an energy of what was blocked before gets removed. So there's flow that happens. Yeah. Page of Wands. And actually, that's like the 11 of Wands. So you went from the 9 of Wands, bypass the 10 of Wands, and jump to the Page of Wands, which is a expansion of energy and movement. Yeah, 3 of Pentacles. Being true to your authentic self here in August as well. There's an opportunity for creativity and for flow and for opening up things. And I like that, because what's been holding you back hasn't been the outside world. With this 8 of Cups, 8 of Swords, that's emotions. Cups, Swords are thoughts. It's these things that, because we're the only ones that can hold ourselves back. The world can't. It's but my beliefs are that limit me going, oh, I can't do that, or I shouldn't do that. I'm not supposed to do that. Old beliefs that are bubbling down. Even if consciously I'm going, yeah, I should be able to do all this. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But if inside in subconscious world, that's where all of our energy is being generated. If there's subconscious stuff running on autopilot down there, even though we're going, yeah, I want to go this way, our autopilot is taking us this way, right? So this great awareness of what's been holding you back, both mentally and emotionally, that allows you to flow forward here. Underneath all that, you have the Hermit card, the major arcana number 9. So there is this, uh, again, good energy invested in August about stepping back and using that time to look at what is restricting me, what beliefs do I have around something, what emotions do I have around something, um, and just see like what is really going on below there. Because when we bring the subconscious to the conscious, that's where we can bring it and let it flow, right? So I feel like that's a big piece for your August. September, then, yeah, King of Pentacles. You start feeling and seeing the fruit of that already, the flow of things that moves forward with all of that. Yeah, the Tower card. But I don't feel like this is it being removed for you. I feel like this is you realizing what needs to be removed out of your life, and you're ready to move some stuff out of your life, especially with the Seven of Pentacles coming in here too, which is this energy of I planted all these trees, and now that I see the fruit of them, I'm like, why did I want this? I don't want this. I want something else. So I do feel like September, you are making changes on where you want to invest your energy, what you want to do with it, where you want it to head, and etc. Let's see what the underlying energy is here too. Yeah, here's that Temperance. Something that you've been very waiting. Even that Seven of Pentacles is the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. Something that you've been taking a lot of time with. Boom, September, you get this abundance, this completion energy that's there. But you're like, okay, well, I got what I've been trying to get to for so long. At least enough fruit from it to take a taste of the fruit and go, ooh, did I really want kumquat trees or bushes, whatever they grow on? I haven't tasted. I don't even know what a kumquat tastes like, but it's like, oh no, this isn't really what I wanted. So I feel like there's a lot of release of stuff in August that allows you to move forward. You get fruition that comes in September, and you're like, okay, well, I'm glad I went through all this, but I'm ready to sell the kumquat orchard, and now I'm going to buy let's say, avocado orchard because I'm going to make a guacamole instead. I like guacamole. That's probably why I always use that example. But so I feel like this is a big time of that change here that's coming in here for you, and that you are the one that makes a change of where your focus is. And you recognize that a lot in September about where you're wanting to head off to after that. Let's take a look here and see what your fortune cookie says too. You've got the terracotta pots. Card number 39 that says you have profound power when you stay true to yourself and those around you. So I like that. You don't just go, oh, well, I'm just going to continue to keep this kumquat forest, even though it's not what I want. You're like, no, this is about being true to yourself. Keywords are reliability, sturdiness, and commitments. And it says, whether you love them or hate them, terracotta pots are sturdy and reliable and can have a positive influence on the life of your plants. Regardless of the vessels you choose to put your plants in, what's needed most are discipline, accountability, and a steadfast commitment to following through on your intentions. A plant cannot grow without the proper amount of light, nor can it thrive if you allow it to dry out. This card comes to you as a reminder of the profound impact you have when you embody reliability in your actions words, and commitments. Keeping your word to others and following through on your actions is how you foster trust with others. And keeping your word to yourself is how you build confidence in yourself. It allows you to form the foundation needed to build better relationships, experience personal growth, and ultimately have the trust in yourself to see something through from start to finish. Pulling this card is a positive sign that you have become an invaluable member of a team, family, or community. Your efforts are appreciated and noticed, even if no one has been vocal about how much your dependability means. Others know they can depend on you and they respect you for your ability to show up. However, being reliable does not mean sacrificing your needs, so be mindful of committing only when you have space to do so. I love that because this reminds me of the example I normally use is like apple orchard. Like you planted apples, you have an apple trees, you have finally the apples have the harvest, and you're like, huh, why did I want to do apples? Oh, that's right. And like this, I committed to growing trees because everyone else wanted apple juice and apple pie and apple fritters and applesauce and apples. And you're like, apples are okay. I'll eat them. I don't mind an apple pie here and there. But you're like, I committed to all this for them. But now that we've had the harvest of trees for apple trees, now I want to go, that was for you all. Now I want this for me. And I feel like that's where you're at in your life. So I like that for you. So hopefully that makes sense and resonates. And that's what they have for you there. So many blessings. Thank you again, Lydia, for your donation. All right. And all right, where are you at? Here you are. All right, Moonlight, we are back around to you. We got 21707. So let's grab that here. And remove that here. Okay, there we go. So, Moonlight, thank you for your second donation. And here is your question down here. All right. So, rumor has it, isn't that an Adele song? Rumor has it that the one you know, the one whose name shall not be mentioned, right, is going through onto a hope. It's going to hope, telling people a transformation, a dark night, still loving me. I don't give in, won't drop boundaries. He knows, but I'm still curious. Is this true, right? Rumor has it. All right. So that he's gone through a transformation. I'm a changed person. I went through a dark night, and I love you, and I want to be with you, and blah blah blah. Right? All right. I'm so glad you're keeping your boundaries up. I'm so proud of you. Burn me once, shame on you. Burn me twice, shame on you. Burn me 3 times. Okay. That's my own damn fault, right? I hear you. I hear you. You're like, you're not going to burn me a 3rd time. Hail to the no. All right. So is there really this foundation, this true change, right? That's all they have here. All right. So 9 of Swords on the bottom. Fear. Nightmare and insomnia, full of fears, right? So there's a lot of fears still below the surface. Let's see what else we have here. We got the 4 of Pentacles, which is an energy of, they're still trying to define themselves by the outside world, right? So the 4 of Pentacles is an energy that points us to the only thing that's going to fill them up is in here. So if they truly have gone through a transformation, I don't feel like they would be telling everyone about look at my transformation, they would just be living their transformation, right? Let's see what else we have here. We've got the Justice card along with the Knight of Pentacles. So slowest moving knight out of them all. They're still on this journey of finding their worth in relationship to the outside world in a different way, going back to that Four of Pentacles, right? We talk about how we look and try to define ourselves by relationships and circumstances or situations and things. So they're still on this journey, still trying to balance, trying to see things from a higher perspective. So they're on their adventure. Slowest moving knight, though. I don't feel like they've changed, right? We've got the Page of Swords. So they are seeing things from a different perspective. Got the Queen of Swords, balancing their head and their heart. So I would say that, yeah, they have made progress, but 10 steps on a 10,000 step journey, when we've walked, like when a baby learns to walk and they've walked 10 steps, they're like, wow. But someone who's walked 10,000 steps, you're like, that's cute. I'm glad that you're learning to walk, but you're nowhere near going to be able to catch up to me, right? At this point, anyway, with this energy. Nine of Swords being underlying energy, they still have a lot of fears, a lot of expectations, thoughts, beliefs, and mindsets. Though they are going to new levels and realizing things, that's good, But to the extent of, I've changed, I'm a changed person. You have a new awareness, but I'm not quite sure it's being lived in the outside world completely yet, because it does take time for habits to be broken, right? So I feel like that feels about right. Let's take a look here. Let's do your soul coaching for your second donation. Do your fortune cookie for this one. So let's see what else they want you to know about he who shall not be named. Yeah. So 31. This is you, right? You've always been this lighthouse for the stormy, for the little boat in the middle of the storm. So, there's definitely this attraction for the light that you have been for them. Yeah, you've helped me through the dark nights, right? The dark night of the soul. Yeah. But they see you as this bright light, right? And it says here, you're a beacon for others. Your skills inspire others to greater heights. So I feel like a lot of what you've done and communicated with them maybe is not finally, it's always perfectly coming forward, but from your perspective, right? It's wow, the little seed that was planted, some of it has grown. But it's now time to step into the light and take a leadership role. Says your soul wants you to know a leader stomps the grass down and throws the boulders out of the way so that the path is easier for others. Sometimes you might find yourself alone or tired. Yeah. But know that what you're doing is making a difference in the lives of many. The greatest leaders are those who know how to serve and act as a stepping stone for others to reach their dreams. Even if you've been in the background in the past, right now, it's your turn to step forward and become the light for others. The affirmation is I'm a beacon of radiance, support, and love. And that is, and sometimes it does take tough love, right? It does take boundaries. And that sometimes is what we have to do as leaders, right? Is I have to lead by example, not by being a mat, and by standing up, by having boundaries, by, saying enough is enough, that we are part of someone's stepping stone that allows them to continue on, not hold them back or, let them be an obstacle for us either. It takes that leadership. So I like that for you. All right. So hopefully that resonates. That's what you have for you, my friend. So many blessings to you. I know you probably are sleeping right now on the other side of the planet. So, or good morning. You're busy. All right. So that was that one there. Let me see. All right. So this is where we will jump in. And how much time do we have? Okay. All right. So we'll put these down here. Oops. All right. So we have up next, we'll have 3 from Sudeshna and then 2 from Nelia. Hey, Nelia. Um, so we'll be doing that. I'm only going to be on for about 35 more minutes. So I'm probably not going to get to any free readings this evening, but just so you know, I'm on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights, and also Saturday and Sunday afternoons, like 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Um, Sundays are special, and whatever I don't get to Sunday morning, I do come back on for an additional session to complete all readings, including free readings. So if you tried tonight for a free reading, I didn't get to you, you can, of course, try on Friday night and Saturday morning, Saturday night. But for sure, Sunday, if you're going to go back, I only have time to come back one more time, come back on Sunday, and we'll make sure we get a message for you. And my apologies. I always try to get to free readings, but donations are how I do live. So I appreciate all of you that do make donations. And for those of you that are not able to, I totally understand. So that's why Sundays, I used to do it all the time, but for balance, I got way out of balance. And so Spirit has me. Sundays is the only day that I do that. All right. So let us jump in here. So we got here Sudeshna. Let's grab your final time stamp here. Okay, I think I got it right. There we go. So here is all of them. This is for 3. So thank you for your multiple donations. Let me just move that out of the way there. All right. So it's right here. Here it is. So let's give that a love and a like there. Yeah, that's the one. So the month of August for you, love, career, health, anything. What does the Spirit want you to know here? So for the month of August, let's take a look here. So we've got love, career, health. Let's see, here's for health. All right, and anything else that we need to know about? All right. Yep, that's what they want. All right. Underlying energy, you do have the 9 of Wands that's here. 9 of Wands is an energy of perseverance. So I feel like August is a month of, if you're hitting your head up against things, just persevere, don't give up. I just feel like, we have a challenging energy, this entire planet does, but it's for us. It's like turning up the heat. It's like gold that needs to have heat turned up so the dross or the impurities, the things that don't service anymore, come to the surface so that we can be aware of them, but then we can move past them. This is what this 9 of Wands feels like August is for you. It's a good month of just keep going, no matter what comes in, just take it, sit with it, and then learn from it and move forward, right? For you, for love, you do have the 6 of Pentacles. 6 of Pentacles, I feel like this is a month of learning about any kind of issues. I don't want to say issues. That's not a really good word. Let's call it challenges we have with overgiving. That goes back to childhood, right? This is the codependency awareness energy. Just realizing how I've kind of been raised to believe I have to give so much before I deserve so little. So I do feel like August is a month around love, is a reflection time to go, how is it that, how did I learn this? What can I release? How can I change this? energy for that. So I feel like that's around love. Career, yeah, look, you got the devil card, which is the card of work. Capricorn rolls over the 10th house of work. The Six of Cups is an energy of emotion and balanced emotion. Again, I feel like there's this nudging in August for you to look at your heart in relation to work instead of your brain. The devil card is a card of letting go of long held thoughts and beliefs and mindsets around job. So I do feel like this is a month that you have challenges come up that do push you to go like, I'm not happy in what I'm doing and I deserve to be happy in what I'm doing. And so what would that look like? So I do feel like we talked about in your other readings, it points back to that. Health, you have the Ace of Wands. Of course, disclaimer, I'm not a medical professional. See the disclaimer down there. For any kind of medical things, please seek medical professionals. Tarot is for fun, yada, yada, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, the Ace of Wands, which is a new journey, a new energy. It's a positive thing. I just feel like if you've been feeling kind of low energy and down, I feel like your energy physically is picking up here in August. Anything else? Yeah, you have the World card. Ending of a major cycle, beginning of a new adventure. Queen of Pentacles. Again, this is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, abundance. Eight of Pentacles, the blood, the sweat, the tears gets the abundance. So I do feel like you're working very hard here. We knew this already with your previous readings. You're working very hard in August and you're getting the reward for it because you're just, I feel like you're working like a lot, but you're getting the reward and you're getting the feeling of satisfaction to a point, but at some point you just kind of get worn out. And so the Queen of Pentacles is saying, make sure you're taking care of your body and not overdoing things. Make sure you're taking time for you amongst all this activity, and also ultimately look into where your heart is wanting to lead you as well. So hopefully that helps there for you for that one. So thank you for that one. And then for number 2 out of number 3, let's give that a love and a like. And so for Sumita, you're looking for her marriage, but not getting good matches. Please, can you check, will we get a good match for her? If yes, when? And will she have a good married life? All right. So based on current energies, will you find a good match for her? And if so, when? And will she have a good married life based on current energies? Let's see here. So, okay, will you find a good match for her? Two of Swords. It does look like here there will be a choice between two people eventually. That will come up here. One will be from the head, like, oh, this one looks good on paper, and one will be like, oh, so I feel like her mind really likes someone, like they're meeting all the expectations, but her heart is really, oh, but I really like that one. So I feel like there's going to be a choice between two, but it's a choice of head and heart that's there too. When will this be? We've got the King of Cups. It's like when there's a balance between the head and the heart coming in here. I feel like right now, it's like, when does all this happen? It's when they're able to find a place where the head and the heart can meet instead of being at odds. Because I feel like a lot of this has to do that, of course, this is Sumita's life. No matter how much we try to make someone and find something for someone, their energy is what draws their life, right? So this is them needing to have this balance between head and heart, because if we're focusing on want and need, and we're being drawn into the mind of expectations, we're pushing opportunities away, right? We talk about this all the time, right? So that gratitude for what is and handing it over to Creator and saying, you're going to bring me the perfect person, the perfect timing, the perfect way. This is what I've loved about things in my life and that I'm grateful for. that's the list we're giving the creator to fulfill. Not really fulfill, it's more like a Christmas list, right? Or a gift list where people are going, what would you like? Give me a list of things you'd like and I'll see what I can do. We're like, really? Well, I love this and I'm grateful for this in this situation. I'm grateful for that. And I love that. And I love this. I'm grateful for this. All of that is what creator uses to fill it. If I'm focused on fear and lack and this, they're like, oh, you like lack? I'll give you more lack then. And this and that, So really it's about their energy, what's bringing them. Will they have a good married life? Five of Swords. Here's the battle between head and heart. All of this battling and balance of head and heart. Um, Again, this is totally up to them, right? With all of this energy. I feel like if they are battling on the inside, they're going to have a rough, battled relationship and marriage, right? Because if I'm battling in here, I'm going to battle out here, right? If I'm focused on all my fears, I'm going to have a fear, fear filled marriage and experiences all over the place. So it's important for me to balance my fears with my gratitude. In fact, gratitude and unconditional love and joy and laughter and peace are higher vibration energies. It doesn't take as much of this to balance out this. It's not like it has to be a 50-50. It's like, one piece of unconditional love can be 1,000 bits that, you know, transforms 1,000 lower vibration. So one love, unconditional love energy balances so much of the other that it doesn't take so much to do it, if that makes sense. So hopefully that helps a little bit there, but it has to do with um, Sumita facing those fears and transforming it. Otherwise, it's just going to keep doing what we've always did, getting what we've always gotten, right? All right, so hopefully that helps. That's what we have for that one, Sudeshna. And then for your last one here, let's give that a love and a like here. Which of the below matches are good for her? Will it move forward? How's the matching in or anyone new coming? All right, let's take a look here. So we'll just give you energies for each one of these. So we've got 1 and 2. I feel like this is number 3 and this is number 4. All right, so number 1, Ian, we've got the star card. They do seem like a dream come true, very balanced individual. So Aquarius energy. Hey, Aquarians aren't bad. I'm Aquarius. Aquarius sun anyway. But this one does feel like a good balance energy. I mean, it is one of the dream come true cards. Number 2, Abhishek, we got the Wheel of Fortune. They also the tune of 4 for them. So they're not a bad number 2 energy. Again, 2 major arcana here, both 1 and 2 can bring have possibilities of being full. The star card, the number 1 feels more like, I feel like a dream come true for life. Number 2 feels more fortune, more money, more abundance related than it does feeling like life. Whoa, energy of number 1. Number 3, we've got the Empress. This one also, harvest. They do bring in energy of kind of another major arcana, but nurturing energy, sensuality, emotional. So they bring more of a feeling like an emotional harvest, a very caring and giving individual that's there. So not bad there either. And number 4, King of Pentacles, another abundance energy, more financial abundance, fullness of physical things in the outside world that's there, which is an interesting energy, um, all these. So I like this because Spirit is basically saying, like, they don't have a fated relationship in this lifetime. I think we've talked about that before in a previous reading, so I won't go into that. But this is just saying that which are good and which are not. From Spirit's perspective, they're all different choices that bring different experiences and different, it's like, are all these donuts good? In my mind, there's going to be very little donuts that are not good. But it's like, what are you hungry for? What is your favorite? What are you in the mood for in this lifetime? Like, she gets to choose which ones of these, um, kind of energies, um, looking at, their choices. So they've got a couple that'll bring them financial. They have one that'll bring them emotional. They have one that just seems like they bring it all. Um, and so but it all goes back to the previous reading, right? Which is whatever energy she focuses on and grows is what, she draws towards herself. And so instead of looking to the outside world, she really, Spirit is saying to look to the inside world. We got the high priestess on the bottom, which is she steps away, connects with Spirit, looks into herself, looks into her own emotions, and she's the one, her energy is what draws things to her in her life. No one else's. Like, your energy can't draw on stuff for her. You can send energy to her, but ultimately she's the one that has to choose with her own inner energy about what she wants to draw towards her. She can do it through that higher vibration and draw on stuff that matches that, or lower vibration that matches that. From Spirit's perspective, there's no right or wrong. There's just different choices, different experiences, different outcomes. And all of them feel like they bring something, like we just mentioned there. Um, um, but all the will it move forward, how's the matching, anyone new can come, all that. I feel like they're just bypassing all that with those four going, they're all pointing back to her energy. They're all like, this is what determines it. There's so many paths ahead that, and when we're running on autopilot, we're like, we don't know where we're going to end up because we have it set to, it's like if you set your car to 50 miles an hour and you go into the back seat of the car, where are we going to end up? Who knows? Bah, 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 over the road and into the ditch and across the field. But when we're sitting at the driver's seat of our life and we're always choosing whether we're choosing consciously or choosing not to choose. We're choosing there too because we're allowing our subconscious to run on autopilot and take us whatever direction we go. So I feel like that's the important message for them right now. So hopefully that makes sense. That's what they have for you, Sudeshna. Thank you again for your multiple donations. I greatly appreciate those. All right. All right. So Nelly Medeiros. Let's see, Nelia, we'll do you at 2:43. This will be your timestamp here for ×2. And after that, we'll have Alex. Hey, Alex. Thank you for your donation. All right. Whoops, that was not right. I grabbed a little too many there. Hold on. There we go. All right, Nelia, good to see you, my friend. So, and hopefully, I think you got your free reading, right? Hopefully you got I think I saw that you accessed it. So at least someone viewed it. I hope it was you. It had to have been you. It's a private link. So hopefully that was helpful for you. All right. So now you thank you for the piece of pie there. You want to know, what are Dave's thoughts of you after your dinner together with the cast? You were sitting next to Kevin and Chris. What was going on in their minds about me and our sitting arrangements? All right. All right. So Dave's thoughts of you after your dinner together with the cast. Okay. There we go. And then you were sitting next to Kevin and Chris. What was going on in their minds about you and your sitting? So Kevin. Really want to go into their minds, huh? And Chris. All right. Let's see what we got here. So, first of all, Dave's thoughts here. We got the Page of Swords. So definitely something spawned about uh, seeing things from a higher perspective, gaining more clarity, new communication too. I got the Two of Cups. Wow, there is this emotional connection here with the Two of Cups and the Ace of Cups. Wow. So it definitely made him think about love and relationship and seeing things from, you know, a different perspective, gaining some clarity, like I said. And it's like the phrase, it's given him something to think about around all this is what I feel it did trigger. The cogs are turning in their head here. Bottom of the deck, we do have the Knight of Cups coming in here too, which is about movement of emotion. We do have here the Four of Cups underneath too. So I do feel like they are weary about not wanting to end up in relationships like they've had before, kind of energy that comes in. So it's a little bit of hesitancy. They don't like leap fast, um, with all of that, but they're like, oh, that's my little sound effects. And then let's see here, Kevin, what was going on in their minds? Three of Cups. They were joy, celebration, gathering. I feel like they were more focused in on uh, the festivities and that kind of thing. I don't even feel like they were paying a whole lot of attention. I feel like they were like caught up in the celebration and uh, a bit as I sit in their energy, I almost feel like I'm overstimulated by so much activity and so much stuff going on. Not, I mean, they could be have ADHD, but it's that kind of energy where it's like so much activity and so many people talking. I can't really zero in on just one conversation. I'm just like hearing a bunch of mumble and stuff, and I'm just trying to focus, and I get drawn here and drawn there and drawn everywhere. Kind of energy, but overall, they were just, I feel like they were just enjoying the party. Kevin, Chris, let's see about them. Five of Pentacles. Chris felt like they're a little bit of lack energy, this fear of not being enough, not having enough, being left behind, being left out in the cold, being left out of maybe being left out of conversations. Um, Almost a feeling of feeling like a fifth wheel, not even a third wheel, but a fifth wheel. You know, it's like, when you look at a table, it's like I'm stuck over here and everyone else is having these conversations and stuff, but I feel like I'm left out. And that's the whole thing with perspectives too. We don't have any idea what's going on inside of people, what they felt, what's going on, but they feel kind of like they were a little bit grumpy. It's like opposites, right? Kevin seemed like bubbly and Chris felt like, the odd couple, right? Interesting energies there. Let's see, are you here, Nelia? No. All right. So I feel like that's what they want you to know for there. Let's see what your fortune cookie is for this one. And we'll jump to your second one there. All right. So let's see here. What else do they want you to know about this? Partay. We got the vegetable garden. Wow. Is that what you call everyone? This was the vegetable garden. That's a funny way to, like, if you're talking about people who aren't thinking very much, I'm in the midst of a vegetable garden. I like it. It's fruitfulness, right? 41. It's time to check in with and reflect on the seeds you've planted. Ooh, what kind of seeds you've been planting, girl? Let's see. Here we are. Keywords are advancing towards your goals, evaluating progress, and consistent effort. Says planting a vegetable garden requires consistent work, evaluation, and adjustment. You cannot simply plant a few seeds and hope they'll grow. You may need to alter your water and fertilizing schedule, add or take away mulch, stay vigilant for pests, and clear out any weeds that crop up between spaces. Whoa. Your goals require similar evaluation, and now is an excellent time to check in with your goals and reflect on your progress. When this card appears, ask yourself whether you're heading in the right direction or need to make some adjustments. Are your goals still accurate for the person you want to be? It isn't enough to keep throwing energy at something if the effort isn't worth the reward, or if you're chasing outdated desires that no longer apply. Likewise, pulling this card can mean you have been distracted from your true desires. Perhaps you're spending too much time investing in someone else's garden to the detriment of your own. Take time in the coming days to reflect on what is needed to continue along your path towards success. Ooh, so there you go. Hopefully that resonates for you. All right, that was number one. Number two, thank you for that donation, the cool sunglasses. So you wanted to know, how does Russ feel about you? Is he dating or talking to other women? Right, let's see here. How's Russ feeling? Is he dating and talking to other women? Okay. That it? All right. And then a general reading regarding all this hoopla, whatever else Spirit wants to say or warn you. Okay. So what else about this, Russ? I like it. The hoopla. I love it. That's like a word I would use. All this hoopla. All right. So let us see what we got here. You got the Hanged Man as the underlying energy between the hoopla, which is a card of things going slow, being able to see things from a higher perspective, to understand transformation kind of energy. So definitely stepping stone type of energy, right? Seeing things part of my transformation process. But how does Russ feel about you? We got the Strength card, Leo energy, and the Three of Wands. Yeah. So it is passion energy with the Leo energy, but it also is this, I want to be free. I'm a lion that doesn't want to be caged. I don't want expectations. I don't have to have intentions, blah, blah, blah. And the Three of Wands does feel an energy of choosing to kind of go a different direction than they had anticipated. I feel like they've got good intentions, just not ability. I'll say that again. I feel like they've got good intentions, just not the ability to fulfill those intentions. You know, it's like I used to fall for who the possibility of who someone could be, but that doesn't mean that they would choose that, kind of energy. So we have that. Let's see. Is he dating or talking to other women? Yeah, I think with the Lovers card here, I do feel like they are a bit of a. I almost get this Casanova energy. They like being in love or having the romance. It's like they're in love with romance. They're in love with um, being something for other people. Again, that's that. I feel like it's a people pleasing type of energy. This Lovers card does feel like they do talk and um, like they have multiple people, not just one. Like flirt. I just feel like that's how they. It's like they're not in love with a person. It would be like I'm in love with being in love, and it doesn't matter who it is. I just love that feeling of caring and being cared for. But it's not about a person, it's about a feeling, if that makes sense. So yeah, there we go. What else here? Say John Hoodrus feels he dating other women. Okay, general. Yeah, so what else do we want here? Yeah, the tower. Yeah, I feel like you knew this already. And we got the Four of Pentacles. It's so with the tower and the Four of Pentacles coming out together, the tower card, of course, is someone being removed out of our life to make space for something that's more in alignment for who we are and to clear the way for us to move forward, right? And the Four of Pentacles, I feel like with them being a stepping stone, one of the things they're teaching you is about where you put your sense of worth, right? We're taught to define ourselves by relationships, situations, or things, but it doesn't mean that that's true. We're taught we're supposed to, but really our worth comes from in here, and that's what the Four of Pentacles does. Is when we define ourselves by relationships of all kinds with humans, situations of all kinds, things of all kinds, that outside world is unstable and not fulfilling. Eventually it's all pointing us back inward and upward, and that's what I feel like they're doing. And it's like, yeah, when I define myself by you, I feel like I'm falling all over the place. But when I go inward and upward and I define myself by this only solid, stable thing, which is the eternal unconditional love, the higher realms, then I'm like, okay, then everyone else is above and beyond extra. That doesn't bother me that this is who they are. I'm like, thank you for the reminder of pointing me back to me, you know. Let's see what else they want you to know here. You got the Ace of Cups, yes, self-love. Yes, we know. Eight of Pentacles, transformation energy, again, like the Hanged Man, and Temperance, kind of patient. Both the Hanged Man and the Temperance card, the first and the last card, kind of represent transformation over time, alchemy. The Temperance card is, it goes back and forth. Eventually, you will see the gold. But when you're realizing, yeah, this person doesn't, they have good intentions, but just not the capacity to follow through on their intentions. And so to avoid feeling like a failure, I don't feel like they invest in, one basket. I feel like they're always just drifting around, finding, that kind of energy, if that makes sense. So hopefully that is what we have. That hopefully that makes sense. But we do have, we're going for your second fortune cookie. We're going to the soul coaching. That's here. All right. And you've got surrender. Surrender the search, right? Card number 48. It's all about growth and learning, right? So the card meaning is it's time to let go of fear. All is well. You don't have to do it all alone. Release negative thoughts about yourself, for your life is divinely guided. Your soul wants you to know letting go can heal the need to be in control, the stress of unfulfilled expectations, the anguish of demanding how things should be, and the tension of wanting others to act in particular ways. These things constantly lead to disappointment and unhappiness. Although there's a time to hold on as if your life depended on it, there's also a moment to just let go. Now is the time to surrender. You can't make this up, right? Remember that you aren't yielding to a force outside yourself. You're giving in to your soul. By releasing your hold, you're allowing the creative forces of the universe to spiral through you. You're permitting the creator to give you direction and inspiration. You don't have to do it all by yourself. Help is all around you. Open your heart and let it in. The affirmation is all is well. I surrender to my inner guidance. So I love that. All right, how perfect. That is what they have for you, Nelia. So many blessings to you. All right. All right, Alex, no, we did not miss you. Actually, you're up next. So, Alex, let's grab your timestamp here. After that, we'll have Galatians 6:7. You'll be up after that. All right. You got a Casanova stuck in your head. Sorry. I know. All right, Alex, let's give that a love and a like. Thank you there for your donation. You want to know, how does Ian feel about you? All right, let's take a look here. Yep. Too funny. All right. So, Alex, let me take a quick sip here. All right. So, how does Ian feel about you? Based on their current energies. Okay, do you want those two? Do you want this? Those two. I do want that underneath, that underneath, that underneath, and that underneath. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, all this underlying energy. All right, let's start off here in the middle card. We got the Three of Wands. Three of Wands is an energy of, I feel like here, the way these cards are set up, because we've got like three different routes that they are contemplating going here. And I feel like we've got two on one side, two on the side, and then the four is the third option. So they kind of have mixed feelings. And let's get more into what this is here. Yeah. This is their head, which makes sense because one of the routes is the one their head is afraid of, which the Emperor with the Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords is this energy of, I don't want to try to live up to everyone's expectations of supposed to be and should be and need to be and have to be. I don't want to be a caged animal. I want to be free is one of their thoughts. And this has really nothing to do with, not a whole lot to do with who you are. This is they grew up with a lot of supposed to be's and should be's and need to be's and have to be's and must be's about relationship and interacting with individuals. And so there is this energy of, of that, of, this long list of things they feel like they can't live up to and they'll end up disappointing. And so they're like, I just want to, I want to get rid of all these expectations and just be me, and I decide and go forward and psh, psh, psh. So they've got that kind of escape route that they have with really every relationship. That's why it's not specific to you. It's more, I don't want to fail. I'm just going to go off this way and avoid relationships altogether. The other side, we've got the Nine of Swords and the Two of Wands. So still more fear, nightmare, and insomnia energy. But the Two of Wands is, I can try and maybe I should give it a try. So they're going back between back and forth. The two of the routes are their mind of going, well, no, there's no way. I'm just going to go do this. I'm like, well, but what if? What are I missing out on if we don't just give it a try? And so there's like their brain is battling with itself. It's like I don't know if they have Gemini energy, but it's like, and that's not even included. I feel like this is their heart. We've got mind and then heart, like these three avenues that can go down. So they've really a mental energy of battling on, should I take the risk or not? Well, when we did before, you got hurt and blah, 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 blah. It's like they're arguing with themselves. But in their heart, we've got the Five of Pentacles. This fear of being left behind, not being enough, not having enough. The Five of Swords. A lot of, again, these fives are conflict energy. That's down here. Yeah, I do have Lovers cards. So they do have emotion, and they can see this relationship type of energy being here. And the Knight of Wands. So there is physical and energetic attraction there. and emotion that's there. But the big obstacle is with the Five of Pentacles and the Five of Swords. They are not only at battle in their brain with each other, but their heart is also battling them about the fears, about not being able to, do these things and to be able to move forward. So there is, bottom of the deck, we had the Ace of Cups too. So that does show that there's emotion there. But quite honestly, Alex, I don't feel like they're going to get past this brain, um, these fears that they have, this not wanting to um, feel caged, and this fear of failing and not living up to expectations, and that there's so many, um, it just feels restrictive, and um, there's too many demands, and this isn't you doing it, but in their head, so many demands for intentions. And then there's this, when you hit this level, then you have to do all this. When you get to this level, you have to do all this. And they're like, it's too much. I'm going to fail. I'll rather just bail. And that's been their, I feel like that's been their MO, I guess they call it. What is that? Anyway, it's been their kind of pattern in the past. So even though there's emotion there, based on current energies, it doesn't feel like they've got these two battling and then them battling with the heart too, that I feel like they'll gang up on the heart, and the heart doesn't have a chance at this point in their life, because all of these expectations and fear of not being enough, and then being left behind. They'd rather not go into something or be the first one to dump, in their mind, dump people before I get dumped. And so I'd rather, um, but this is what's all going on inside of them. So if you see a lot of smoke coming out of their ears or steam, there's a lot going in there. Let's see what else they have here with your fortune cookie. Yeah, the coming of fall. Number 7, let the spark of hope within you ignite and never cease, for it is never too late to manifest your dreams. But it feels like here with the fall is letting the leaves fall. Let whatever is going to fall away, because it's best for you if it falls away. Says it's still time to harvest, last push, preparation for success. So Lamas marks the first of 3 harvests together with Mabon and Samhain. I'm probably totally mispronouncing those. While summer is beginning to wane, and with it, the growing season, there is still plenty of time to plant, nourish, and grow fruits and vegetables to take you well into autumn. You've pulled this card because all is not lost, and you can work towards your goals with enough time to see them come to fruition. Even if you've not been successful up to this point, there is still time to turn things around and use your past experiences to your advantage. This is your second chance, your moment to say yes, even when you want to throw in the towel. Receiving this card is your confirmation that it's not too late. Your age, level of experience, or the breadth of your mistakes are not reasons to wither away without experiencing the joy of seeing your desires manifested. Whether you'd like to start a new business or breathe life into an existing one, entertain a second career, or embrace a fresh relationship, there is still so much in you to give. Ultimately, this card is your soul's plea not to give up, because you're almost there. So I like this for you. There's some journaling prompts that I'll read here too, because I feel like, don't worry if Ian doesn't work out and it kind of falls away, because you've got plenty ahead of you. And I feel like that's what they're saying, is don't let one bad apple have you give up on apples. So I like that. All right. The journaling prompt says journaling is a powerful tool that can help you gain insight into why things have gone wrong. It says wrong in the past, just not the way you wanted them to work out in the past. Identify patterns and learn from your mistakes so you can make better decisions in the future. Absolutely. Journaling is amazing. It's a great way to gain clarity and develop self awareness. As the more honest and open you can be with yourself, the greater insight and understanding you will gain. Considering these journaling prompts, there's just six. Okay. Number one, what factors contributed to it going wrong? Number two, what steps can you take to prevent similar mistakes in the future? Three, what skills or resources do you need to help you move forward? Four, what resources do you have at your disposal? Five, what insight and understanding can you gain from this experience? And six, how will you use this experience to grow and become a better version of yourself? Wow, those are pretty powerful. So that is what they have for you, my dear. Hopefully that helps a little bit with the situation there. So hang in there. I know those are fun. Oh, these mirrors and these journeys. I know, I know. But hang in there. Um, yeah, we say the bad apple syndrome. Yes. Oh, good. I'm glad it also resonates for you, Galatians. All right. So hang in there, Alex. Much love to you. And thank you again for your donation. All right. So, Galatians. Let's grab yours. That was one of my favorite books of the Bible. To the Church of Galatia. All right. So, Galatians, thank you so much for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like there. There it goes. So, you were locking eyes with a much younger, beautiful blonde at the beach yesterday. Will you bump into her again at the beach before the summer ends? Oh, all right. She was absolutely stunning and didn't stop staring. I'm just tired of the dating games, right? The delayed text messages, responses, so just decided not to approach her, but you kind of wish you had. All right, let's take a look here. I get it, all that reading, right? You're like, all right. What's great is what's meant for us never passes us by. So let's take a look here. Will you bump into her again before the summer ends? All right. Do that. I just want to. What kept you from going forward here? All right. Yep. All right. So will you guys bump into each other again? You know, we've got here the judgment card, which is like your higher self calling you to see things from a higher perspective. The Eight of Wands is a lot of passionate energy. It's more not so much it's more energetic and physical attraction than it is, of course, emotional attraction. But I don't feel like you guys will. Bottom of the deck, you have the Ten of Swords, which is about a journey of realizing uh, when we have expectations. That's what is um, one of the relationship killers. It sucks the life out of things, relationships and situations and things like that. Yeah, sure. You can make a donation for your friend Michelle. But it's because we grow up thinking there's all this long list of supposed to's, right? Who someone is supposed to be, what they're supposed to be in a relationship, how a relationship is supposed to start, and how it's supposed to progress, and how it's supposed to end up, what it's supposed to bring to me, who I'm supposed to be in the relationship. It's like a long list, right? It's like, ugh, that's what sucks the life out of us, right? And so we do have this, you know, when we focus on this long list, we basically are going, are they doing this? Yep. Are they doing this? No. Are they doing this? Yes. That, yes, this, no, and no. We end up focusing on what's not happening, who someone's not being. And that's what kind of sucks the life out of things, right? And so there's kind of this change of learning to focus on who someone is and what we're grateful for, not who someone isn't, right? So that's what we have, with that. I wanted to ask what kept you from going forward here? Yeah, we've got the moon energy here. Interesting. We've got the Page of Wands. Yeah, I think you recognized a lot of it was this you're wanting more than just physical attraction. Yeah, the Seven of Swords and the King of Cups. Yeah. Which is this the King of Cups is like this realization. I feel like you have this knowing that there's someone else because you're working through letting go a lot of your own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that used to cheat you out of opportunities. And I don't feel like this cheated you out of an opportunity because I feel like you are in this kind of cycle with that moon card, this cycle of learning um, and moving to a new level. Um, but a lot of it has to do with letting go of expectations. And you're in this, I don't want to keep doing what I've always done and get what I've always gotten. It's about releasing yourself and others from these expectations so that you can understand more of what you're truly wanting, right? Hopefully that makes sense. Let's grab you a fortune cookie here, and then we'll jump into, hey, Michelle. We'll have Michelle's here in a sec here. So for what else around this situation here? Okay. You got the cemetery. Putting it to rest, right? Interesting. Call in the courage to embrace death as a part of life's journey to welcome new beginnings that bring growth and evolution. Wow, that's so much of what we were talking about, right? Keywords are honoring the dead, making peace with death. So Lamas is more commonly, it's August 1st, which is tomorrow, is commonly a celebration of harvest and abundance, but there is a darker side, otherwise known as, I'm going to murder this, Lugnasad. It's spelled Lughnassadh. Lamas is sometimes considered to be a time of transition, marking a symbolic death of summer as we begin to shift from light and warmth to the darker and colder months of autumn. The harvest itself can be seen as a death of sorts, as it involves cutting down and gathering healthy living plants. This act of harvesting represents the end of their growth phase and ultimately the end of their lives. This knowledge may seem grim, but embracing the inevitability of death can help you come to terms with its presence or endings, right? Death and endings are a part of life and is something all living things must accept. You're receiving this card to enable you to come to terms with the ending of something in your life. You are stepping into a major life change, whether you like it or not. An older version of you is dying so that something new and evolved can take its place. That doesn't mean there was anything wrong with who you were, but it doesn't I'm sorry, but it does mean you've outgrown your current way of being. Honoring your ending the same way you would honor your dead. Reflect on the impact this closing chapter had on your life and how it's feeling the next leg of your journey. Wow. Yeah, I love it, right? I love that. And those journaling prompts from the previous reading too might help with the ending kind of energy. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. All right, so that's what they have for you. So thank you again for your donation. Hopefully that helps a little bit there. All right. And since this donation is for Michelle, we will give Michelle a separate timestamp just for the future here if it ever needs to be. So, Michelle, there's your timestamp. Let's give that a love and a like there. So, thank you so much for the donation, Alex, and for not Alex. Oh, yeah, Alex. Sorry. Thank you, Alex. I thought that was Galatians for some reason. So, Alex, thank you for your donation. For Michelle. Okay, I got it. It's all straight now. All right, how does your ex Gary feel about me? All right. So let's take a look here, Michelle. All right. So what's their current energy here? Okay, got this, and I got this, and I got this. All right. So let's take a look here. Interesting. So at the bottom of the deck, we do have the moon energy. So moon energy brings in, there's some deep emotions below the surface, but there's also this kind of cycle energy with them. And I feel like you can resonate with that, where their emotions are like the tide. They would always come in and go out and come in and go out. It's almost like, you're giving me whiplash. But it's like the moon. They're depending on their mood, they're just moody, right? Um, it just feels like that's always been the way they are, and maybe they do have a lot of water in their chart, or were you know what a Cancer sign, Scorpio or Pisces, or maybe they have a water moon. But it definitely feels like it's part of you know who they are and who they have been. Um, their entire lives have been kind of just emotionally not unstable, just flowy, you know. For being a water moon and having a stellium in Pisces and all this other stuff in my birth chart, I get about emotions flowing with different emotions too. But let's see, how do they feel about you more here? Six of Pentacles. There's a great amount of codependent energy here, codependency, overgiving, probably from your end, and like you felt you could never give enough to be able to receive from them, and um, so I feel like their energy, they feel like they could never keep up with giving to you, so they would give other places. Like, that's what happens in the codependent relationships. It goes in as two adults, ends up being a parent-child relationship where one person gives and gives and gives till they're exhausted, and gives and gives and gives till they're resentful, right? And the other person, really energetically, we don't allow them to give to us, or they don't feel capable, so they end up giving like workaholic, to their friends, to their job. Oh, that's their job, workaholism. Working out, a hobby, or affairs, and so they end up focusing their energy outside the relationship instead of in it. That is the energy that's there, and nothing has changed with that. So I feel like that's important to know in reflecting on the relationship, because you realize your part in it, but also their part, with that. Let's see what else other their emotions are here. Yeah, I feel like here with the Four of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune, right now they seem to be more focused in on trying to find um, their sense of worth through the physical world with this Wheel of Fortune. It's not normally the energy I get with these cards, but this is what is coming in, is they're kind of in this place of, I've always tried to fill my life up in relationships and this, but I just don't feel like I can depend on those. So I'm going to try to find my fullness in things. Like, they're very focused on achieving possessions and money and career, and that I feel like they're just really, um, in a way, with the Four of Cups, usually it's someone leaning up against a tree that's bored of the Three Cups of the outside world, where they feel like relationships just have never filled them up. And they are in this place of looking to fill it in another way that won't fill them either, because they have to fill up their own heart. That's not anything you could have done for them anyway, or any of their relationships. We can only fill up ourselves, right? And then once we are full and overflowing, then what people give us is above and beyond extra. But if we're looking to other people to fulfill us, we're always going to be disappointed, because we're looking for what we can only find in our own heart. And the other person can only find their love in their own heart too. So I feel like there is a big flood. Let's see what else we have here. There is a big flood of, like with that moon card, there's got a lot of emotion. There will always be emotion there, but there's so much suppressed and pushed down emotion there. And again, I feel like this moon is saying that that's always going to be their flow. They're always going to be flowing energy forward and backward, emotion back and forward, and that it's always going to feel like a rubber band with them. So, and again, here, more confirmation with the King of Pentacles and the Judgment card. Eventually, this King of Pentacles is them looking for abundance in the outside world, possessions, things, that type of thing. But in the end, the Judgment card is their higher self showing them that none of that stuff is going to make you feel fulfilled either. But I just feel like this is good information just to be aware of what happened and how it would just continue. Because if we, especially from their end, I don't feel like they're changing. They're always going to keep doing the same thing they've always done, getting what they've always gotten until they've learned their lesson. Then they have their evolution. But I feel like that's going to be a while. I feel like you are doing your inner reflection and understanding. You know, you could look into understanding where your sense of overgiving came from. Like you had, I felt like as a child you had to give so much to deserve so little. There's some of that below in the subconscious. So you can look at your side of, why do I feel like I have to overgive and I don't deserve, right? And they get to work on themselves, because you can't do that for them. You can only focus on your own side. So hopefully that helps. It doesn't feel like they're, oh, I'm missing you and want to get back together with you. I feel like they're like focusing in on stuff and try not to focus on their emotions. I feel like they've stuffed them down below. So I know. Let's see what else we have here for you with your fortune cookie here. We've got the sunflower, number 38. Follow your bliss and watch as the things that are meant for you come home to you. So the things that are meant for you will never pass you by. That's what this says here. Energy, power, and joy. A sunflower does not apologize for its commanding brightness and tall, regal stalks. It follows the sun from morning until sunset, taking in all of the light and nutrients of a warm, sunny day. And you should not apologize for your joy either. You have the right to celebrate your wins, acknowledge your power, and lean into the sweetness of a life you have envisioned for yourself. There's no need to be arrogant or rude or flaunt your desires in a way that diminishes others. And there is also no need to feel guilty for wanting what you want or being who you are. Following your bliss is how you attract the things that are meant for you and how you energize your life, the same way a sunflower follows the sun to grow and thrive. If you desire, if your desire is to live a quiet life in the country, then do it. If you would rather be a glamour queen strutting in your stilettos, then let the diva come out. If you feel called to be an employee rather than starting a business or vice versa, paint or enjoy being a stay-at-home parent, then let your choice be a reflection of who you are and not anyone's expectations of you. No one else's opinion matters. If you give up on your dreams because it makes others uncomfortable, it only means there are two miserable people instead of one. I like that for you. This is a feeling of moving forward, following the sun, and not doing that. So hopefully that helps a little bit there, Michelle. So hang in there. All right. So many blessings to you. Thank you again for the donation, Alex. I really appreciate that. You're welcome, Michelle. Oh, you're so sweet. All right. Hey, Johanna, you made it back. In the nick of time. Welcome back from your nap. All right, so I'll finish yours up here. You'll be the last one after Ashvin here. I'm hitting 3.5 hours, so I'm going to finish up here. So Ashvin, let's give you a love and a like there. Oh, sorry, Ashvin. Let's grab your timestamp first. All right. Whoa, simmer down. There it goes. So, Ashvin, a general for August and guidance on your love life. All right, let's take a look here. What do they want you to know for August? Right. And guidance on love life. All right, what do we got going on here? So let's start with guidance on love life. You got the Ace of Wands. Yep, yep, yep. Being aware of your energy. Oh, wow. And the Lovers. And the Eight of Swords. Yeah. So it's an interesting energy. I like how all these came out together because, of course, the Lovers card, of course, does mention here for you that you do have a love for the future, but what the timing and um, how fast it comes in and how it progresses, of course, is up to you, both of you on either side, but you can only be responsible for your side. Ace of Wands, we talk about how whatever you focus on is what grows and expands. And the Eight of Swords is about letting go thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that don't serve anymore. It's like letting go of expectations. Because if we have this long list of who someone's supposed to be and who they're supposed to be in the relationship and what the relationship is supposed to bring you, who you're supposed to be in the relationship, how it's supposed to progress, blah, blah, blah. So all this long list of the really small t truths rooted in fear, you end up focusing in on what's not happening in the relationship with this. And the more you focus in on what you're grateful for with who someone brings you, um, and what you love about who someone is and what you're grateful for, what they have, what you have had, all that energy just grows and expands up. But if I focus on what's not happening, I get more of what's not happening. So, big piece of all this is becoming aware of where your energetic focus is regarding love and letting go of expectations, the supposed to be, the should be, the need to be, so that you can focus on gratitude for who someone is rather than who someone's not. So I like that for you. It's a good guidance of continue to work on that because the more you do that, the more your love vibration rises and the more you draw in that as well. Um, for August, general for August, you do have the Nine of Cups along with the 10 of Wands. All right, 9 and 10 and 7 of Pentacles. Yay, yay, yay. And the 7 of Swords. Okay. Oops, sorry, over here. Showing myself on the computer doesn't help. You can tell it's time for brudda-zen to start shutting down when he starts talking to himself on the computer. But there is this awareness here for the month of August here, which is tomorrow. Can you believe it? Or for those of you on the other side of the planet, happy August. 7 of Pentacles, there's been the slowness that's been going on, and it's been giving you time to really, again, with the 8 and the 7 of Swords, it's all about questioning these mindsets and these supposed to be's. Anything that sounds like supposed to be, should, needs to be, has to be, must be, those are expectations. They're small t truths, opinions given to us on how life should be. Those are the things that hold us back. Those are the things that trap us. And then we find ourselves like with this 10 of Wands and the 9 of Cups. We have this idea of what a dream come true is, and we spend all this energy trying to get there, not and we forget that I have everything I need right here, right now, in this moment, because I get drawn into the future. I can be happy when this is the dream come true, and I can't be happy until then. But all that is hoopla, as we said earlier. It's all made up opinion, and it varies by person, and we're all told things differently and given a bunch of different contradicting things. So I feel like August, with both of these energies, is focusing in on what is this, all these thoughts that I've gleaned over time about what things are supposed to be, and start questioning them. And I feel like not start because you've been questioning them for a while, but really spend some great energy questioning, why am I investing so much energy to try to, in all this drive to become, when I'm actually perfect right here, right now? What do I feel is missing in my life? The 10 of Wands is a great energy. See, did I keep my piece of paper? Because the 10 of Wands is like an invitation to list 10 specific things that you could drop out of your life. And I feel like that is this kind of focus, is what are 10 beliefs that I could drop out of my life? But I would start by asking, what are 10 things that I feel I'm missing in my life? Because these are 10 things I'm driven toward to try to become full and happy and whole. But that's the whole thing, is it's not, that's opinion, and it's not true. So I feel like that's what they want you to know there. Let's see what we have here for your fortune cookie here. This is from the Lamas Oracle, which is for August 1st, tomorrow, or today in some places. Yep. You got the Hilltops 27. It's like from The Sound of Music. Hold tight to your vision as you're being called to climb new heights. Ooh, let's see what we got here. It's energy of perspective, reaching new heights and holding the vision. Says, how peaceful is it to climb to the top of a hill on a cool summer evening to look out over the village below? From there, everything seems small, even insignificant. The expansive view almost feels like your soul expanding, allowing you to see the bigger picture and your imagination, the solitude, and freedom to explore new possibilities. There's a reason the hilltop offers quiet and solitude. Climbing to the summit signifies the ability to conquer difficulties and reach new heights, something many people are not brave enough to do. There are some who won't even allow themselves to contemplate what if, let alone take any steps to work towards ascending to greatness. But you are not such a person. You've pulled this card because there is a visionary hiding within your spirit. Your job now is to hold that vision in your mind's eye, and by doing so, you create a powerful intention that guides your thoughts, actions, and decisions, quietly moving you closer to achieving your goals. Keep dreaming, planning, taking calculated risks, and being willing to do the things others are afraid to do. Wow. So that is this, go to the hilltop, see things from a different perspective, and don't be afraid to pursue something different. I feel like there's a lot of clarity that comes in August for you. All right, so that's what they have for you, Ashvin. So many blessings to you. Thank you again for your donation. All right, Johanna, Sleeping Beauty. Welcome. Look at your timestamp is 3:38:38. That's crazy. I love it. So thank you for your donation earlier, and glad you made it back on. What are your guides' message for you here? Let's find out here. What are your guides' messages for you here? Okay. Got those. And do you want this one? Not that one, but that one. All right, I do want that one. Just not in that order. All right, let's take a look here. You've got 3, 2, and 1. So you do have a countdown of some sort here. Bottom of the deck, you have Empress. Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, nurture yourself. Of course, getting out into nature. But this is about creativity and the expression of creativity. And it's such a perfect card for you. Let's see what else they want you to know here. You got the Hanged Man. It's part of the three cards. Seeing things from a different perspective. Wow. The Strength card, the Leo energy, and the Queen of Wands. Here we are, this fire energy. I like all this, these three coming out together because there is this transformation, and not to be afraid of where you're headed and where you're going, and how you're investing your energy, because that, of course, that Leo energy about being seen, being pulled out, your energy just naturally does that. And not to think of it as arrogance, think of it as confidence that you know who you are and what you want to do and what you want to express. Not that I'm better than other people and this and that, right? Yeah, it is crazy how often you get her, right? But there is this energy here of creation and not being afraid to put yourself out there and allow yourself to be seen. And that's okay. Don't go, oh, what will people think, right? Just go, this is me expressing myself. This is part of my nature, is to let that share this energy in my heart with the world in my own special, unique way. So I do feel like it's like they're saying here, and you got 3, 2, 1. It's counting down to something. So allow your creativity to flow. Again, creativity of Empress and all this. Yeah, 8 of Wands. Here's all that energy. Ton of energy. And the Judgment card. Yeah, your calling. And the Music card. We get this for Supernova, um, about expressing yourself and artistically, especially making noise, making not noise, making sound is the word I was looking for, making sound with the vocal cords. So this is the importance of your voice and creating with your voice. So it's very important. You have a lot of energy behind that. It brings you a lot of energy. And with that 8 of Wands, there's a lot of messages to bring through your voice as well, which brings you to the 6 of Wands. Yep. Victory. Here's all this Wands fire energy. You got this victory energy, this being lifted up, being supported, but it's very much victory and flowing energy. Just know that all this energy is guiding you, and follow your energy, follow your joy, um, because it's guiding you. And you, even on and you have the 4 of Wands on the bottom, joy and celebration, stability underneath the Empress, just all of this energy. They're like you came to be who you are and to express yourself. So don't hold back. Just allow yourself to flow, and follow your energy, follow your joy, um, because you are here to create and to share the nurturing energy that comes in with all that. Let's see what your Seasons of the Witch Lamas Oracle brings in here as well. So happy, whoa, Lamas for you here. So all these cards go flying around. But this is the one that showed itself. Card number 9. You got the Cone Flower, which says, draw strength. Here's that strength card, from within, and protect yourself fiercely. It's time to reclaim your power. Wow. Keywords are strengthening power, protection, and defensive magic. Ooh. So be mindful of your energy at this time, darling. Well, yeah. You have not taken proper steps to protect your spiritual body, and as a result, you're losing power, strength, purpose, and protection. You may even notice these effects spilling over into your physical existence in the form of loss, frustration, and confusion. Failure to tend to your well being, there's that Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, will make it easier for destructive energies to chip away at your defenses. Receiving this card is encouragement from your guides and ancestors to take better care of your mind, body, heart, and soul. Proper rest, connecting with your spiritual support team, setting healthy boundaries, and taking steps to heal past traumas are advised in the coming days and weeks to restore your spirit. As you begin to raise your power, you might notice some people or interests start to pull away. Take notice of what is ending in your life, as these are the people and things that have been feeding off your strength. If you've inquired about a specific person or path to take, receiving this card is your sign that it is not a healthy course of action and you should immediately distance yourself. You tried the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram. Pentagram, yeah. There's a protection bath ritual. It says protection baths are a powerful ritual to help you feel grounded, empowered, and safe. A protection bath will give you the opportunity to create a sacred space in which you can focus on your intention for more safety, guidance, and peace within yourself and in your surroundings. Focusing on these intentions during the bath allows the healing energy of water to work its magic. The process begins by adding special herbs or essential oils into a warm bath of water. Commonly used protective herbs include lavender, eucalyptus, sage, and thyme, plants that have long been recognized for their purifying and shielding properties. Essential oils to consider for a protection bath ritual include frankincense, sandalwood, cedarwood, geranium, vetiver, rosemary, and bergamot. As you relax in the warm water, focus on your intention for safety and protection. This is a time to slow down and release any fear or negative energy that may be held in your body or your aura. With each breath, imagine the warmth of the water washing away these worries and leaving only love and light in its place. Visualize yourself surrounded by a shimmering bubble of white light that radiates outward from your heart center, and feel this protective shield protecting you from all forms of negativity and harm. Take some time to connect with gratitude for the blessing of protection that has been gifted to you through this beautiful ritual. Oh, I love that. Of course, all that stuff you probably already know with all your herb knowledge, but a nice bath of protection would be good, right? Yeah, it's good for balancing the energy, I feel. I don't feel like it's like, oh, people attacking, whatever, but picking up lower vibrational energy that you've been around and maybe overgiving or overextending. And but I do feel like it's a good message of balance and rest, which we can do that. Yeah. Or um you can you can put herbs in a shower, right? You can put them underneath the fountain. Or, in there where you can smell them, or you can even make a tea, or, you just follow your heart. I don't need to tell you all that, all that one. But you can imagine one, yeah. Or put your feet in a pot, or wash up with some, do a sponge bath. So whatever you'd like to do, of course, you'll find your way around there. But I love that for you, my friend. So many blessings to you. Thank you again for your donation, your little diamond over there. And grateful. So now that you had your nap, you can go back to sleep, right? But thank you so much. Good to see you. And of course, thank you guys so much for all your patience and getting into all your readings tonight. I did not get to any free readings this evening. I even went almost an hour past my time. Um, but I am so grateful for all the donations and for all the love and support and for all the thumbs up too. It does help me spread the Zen love. Thank you for being part of the love tsunami. I'll be back tomorrow night. If you tried a free reading that didn't get to you, of course, you can always try another one as well. I'm on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights from 6 to 9 p.m. Mountain, Saturday and Sunday mornings from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Mountain time. And on Sundays, I have a special process where whatever I don't complete in my 3-hour morning session, I come back in the afternoon and finish out everything, including the free readings from that session. So if you don't want to keep trying every night, I understand. For sure, try to make it on Sunday. As long as you put your question out there in the chat, I will make sure to get a message to you sometime on Sunday. So on that, I do need to head off, and so grateful. Again, remember, every second of every day of your life, you truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the mother and father of all things, our creator, And of course, I love you too. So until I see you again, much love. Hang in there. Take care of yourself. Remember, have some fun. Because why are we being so serious? All right. I love you guys. We'll see you soon. Bye.